Cold at the touch, dead in the eyes. No signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. It's black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. Black and white, just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white. Just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white.
What is going on, everybody? We are live for another Mobile Mayhem stream. We're going to have the qualifiers going on today. We're going to have a four best of three series. First up, we're going to have, we'll take a look at that as I have my co-caster joining in the VC. Ace Esports, first match of the day, Ace Esports versus Hypnotize. We have these guys in the lobby right now. We're going to be verifying screenshots. Going to get started up here shortly. Next matchup's going to be Sinks taking on our guys over at XOXO. Third match is going to be Originals versus Intelligentsia. Fourth and final games of the day are going to be Origin versus Outcast Esports. So in all of these matchups, we are going to have a best of three. Same maps in rotation, different bans because each team has selected to ban different guns. First game is going to be Hardpoint on Summit. Second game is going to be an S&D on Tunisia. Third is going to be a Domination on Raid. That's going to be a best of three for all four series today. First map bans, or gun bans actually. Ace and Hypnotize. Ace opting to ban the OPQQ9, the MP5, going to be banned by Ace. The ASM-10 is going to be banned by Hypnotize. So before we get started up on that matchup, we will have some great matchups today. So how's everybody doing out there? Y'all good? Everybody all good? You know, here's the thing. Today, I completely forgot we were going to have this stream. I had Saturday off, and I had made plans and everything. I was like, man, dude, I don't know why I have a Saturday off. I could not remember for the life of me. And right around 11:30 Central Time, my time, because it's like in the afternoon right now. It's like 1:15 p.m. and I know it's like 7:15 at night for most of you guys. I was like, dude, wow, I got a Saturday off. I was so pumped, bro. I was getting ready to do so much stuff. I was gonna go golf it. I was gonna do all that. Then I get a message from BB's like, hey, we're gonna get started up here in an hour, and I'm like, no. Without further ado, we are going to get started up here as soon as we can get everything in. I'm going to fix my... That's obviously going to be an issue.
So I heard that the QQ9 is going to be banned, huh?
It is! That's my guy, Gil. Everybody say hi to Gil.
What is going on, everybody? Gil Mania in here. Pretty pumped up. Getting invited once again to co-cast with my friend Verdict. And like you mentioned, Ace again hypnotized being the QQ9 ban, and which is the other weapon banned?
ASM 10. So ASM 10 and QQ9 going to be banned. How OP is that QQ9 now?
I mean, I haven't tested it myself, but I've seen a lot of people using it, and it seems like with those small changes that they made to it, it's definitely the boost that it needed to be. That weapon that in competitive was super useful, because the QQ9 was always a good weapon. In my opinion, it was pretty solid, but it was never like enough to be actually played on the competitive scene of the game, right?
I completely agree. I feel like the QQ9 was always a viable weapon. It was never really the meta, but it was one of those comfort weapons that, you know, if you had a niche for using it, you could use it in hard points. You can use it in search and destroys. It was never really a good medium to long range gun ever. I mean, in my opinion, at one point it was, I think it was like season 7, maybe season 8. That was many seasons ago. It was one of those seasons. Don't quote me on it. But they nerfed the crap out of it, and it's still like up close a pretty viable weapon to use. Paul Gill is here. That's right, player of the game, dude. This guy is absolutely clutch. Comes through the raid. I asked him in the chat if he could join us. Dude comes through in the clutch. Yeah, and B, if you're out there, if you listen, can you update cartography to have Gil's name in there? We removed Citrus's name. Citrus is the BR Mike or co-personality. Who is Gil, dude? You're missing out. Mask Gil is like OP, bro.
Yeah, I recently joined in a lot of Verdict streams, mainly for the Mystics, and now doing for the second time here on Mobile Mayhem. Pretty pumped up about that. And now for the qualifiers this time.
That is right, dude. We're going to get started up here ASAP. So as soon as these guys verify everything and we are good to roll, we'll jump straight into that first matchup. There we go. We are good to go. We're going to have a best of 3 here. This is going to be our guys AC Sports taking on our guys over at Hypnotize. So
it's going to be hard one on Summit. Summit, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is not necessarily a map that you like a whole lot, right?
I don't like this map in particular for Search and Destroy or Domination. Hardpoint, it is still a viable map. I don't know. I haven't seen anything since the update, so I don't know how the spawns are going to be. We're actually going to be taking a look at Christian from Ace Esports. Ace is going to be in blue, and our guys over at Hypnotize are going to be in red. So just to make sure you're aware and I'm aware as well. I know Bills was on Iconic at one point. Bills was on another team. Compa Peak actually played in the North American division Mobile Mayhem. So Fahim is another one of those players that were in last season's season 6 EU Mobile Mayhem. So we're familiar with Bills. We're familiar with Fahim. I'm familiar with Compa Peak. They are going to get a majority of this first hill to themselves. They're going to have a 20-point lead going into the transitions of P2.
And Bill's doing an amazing defense already onto 5 kills himself, using that Fennec. Definitely, it seems like we're seeing more and more SMGs on the meta nowadays. And with those changes that they've done recently, even more so, like the QQ9 joining in. I haven't seen, I mean, not that much, but I've also seen some people trying to test out how good the AG40 can be now. But definitely, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it in a sense that we see more variety in the weapons. The only problem is like the respawns that not everybody is happy about, but weapons, that's something that I'm enjoying a lot from these updates.
Absolutely, and with shotguns being banned completely, you're going to see a ton of SMG usage, especially on maps like this. This is one of those maps where you really can't utilize an AR to its fullest extent. you'll see users still having the AR loadouts, your DRH, your Man of Wars. Well, actually, Man of War is banned completely, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. I need to take a look at the rules, but on a map like this, it's very easy to navigate, get in those short-range gunfights, and an SMG be used, to its fullest extent. So SMGs are going to be utilized to the max, especially on maps like this, in my opinion.
Contact with enemy.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like you mentioned in this point, for example, like there's so many places where you can try to get close range and take people outside, take people out. Sorry, from the hard point. That is just so useful. And I want to point out the work that Bill is putting into with the Fennec, already onto double digits, the highest tracker so far. Surely being followed by Christian, but he's definitely not getting as many points inside of the objectives. But the kills, though, he's definitely making the difference right now, trying to break into the next hard point. That's not going to be allowed by Kirua getting that frag with a DRH. Another weapon that we've seen a lot from the AR, but like you mentioned, in this one, the fact that you can get to the same hard point from so many places, it can be problematic if you're using an assault rifle.
Dude, that Sparrow, Christian's making that Sparrow look like it's the meta right now. He picked up about 4 kills just, pre-firing certain angles that he knew that they were going to be spawning in, as they knew they didn't have spawns. As I say that Christian and team are actually going to be spawning out for new. They're actually going to remain in the hill for P2 before we just see Compa Peak actually be taken out there. So Christian, Bills, and Compa all in double digits. Killa UA is actually going to be the top fragger for the side of Hypnotize. So we are going to have a 50-point difference now for the side, or the advantage going to AC Sports. So they're going to have a pretty hefty lead and spawns for new. No, they're not. What is going on? What happened?
They literally spawned behind them, right?
Wow.
Even though they were like 3 or 4 players from Ace, they still spawned in there and pretty much killed everyone. And take the hard point from themselves. Now Bill's trying to break through with his friend Binks. Binks gonna stay alive. Raptor got a kill with a Sparrow, but ultimately that's gonna be even more points as they try to tie up the disadvantage they were already dealing with.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge L for the side of Ace, as they had a hefty lead going into the P4 rotations. They're gonna have to take an L and suck it up and move over to P1, as the hill resets are going to come in full effect, and we're gonna have a pretty much a tied ball game. It's gonna be about maybe a 10-point difference going into P1 transitions. 10 points exactly.
Yeah, exactly,
so
10 points. And the rotation in hard points is gonna be back to the P1. And I think we've seen that difference with the respawns. But I at least personally, I don't feel like it's as game-changing as it can be in some others. Even though it was specifically important for the last point, in the others it was not as important, I might say. And for now, I don't think no one is gonna be using the operators right now. And that's Sparrow. That's something that you talked about from Christian, I believe.
yes.
And it's pretty interesting with the Sparrow, right? Sometimes you can feel like it can be super OP, and then in some other situations you're just like, wow, why is this even in the game, right?
You know what? I think the same thing. Like, it was like super meta back when the game first came out, like season 1, 2, and 3. If you weren't using a Sparrow, there was something wrong with you. And then everybody transitioned to War Machine. The Death Machine became meta after that. It's been a toss-up back and forth. And then they released the Gravity Spikes. Oh my god, the Gravity Spikes were so toxic when they first released them. It was just an absolute, like, as soon as you killed someone on point, you automatically had enough to get, or right at enough to get a second set of Gravity Spikes. It was just overwhelming and super OP. So P3 transitions, or P2 transitions, have been kind to the side of Hypnotize. They have an 8-point lead going into half point of this P2. P3 is currently on the minds for both teams, though, as we see spawns actually be held by the side of Ace. This could come in handy. They're going to have to maintain the remainder of this and set up proper for new if they want to continue to push through. They're going to have a little bit of a lead. No, they're not. We're going to see Ara come through with the grab spikes. Aura does get taken out there, though. Spawns are going to be held by the side of Bills and Ace Esports, so P3 is actually going to be contested here. We're going to see Aura actually make their way onto the spawn sides of P3, and he is going to be taken out, so big kills for the side of Ace. They definitely need all the points, but just as soon as I say that, this is definitely one of those maps that were affected by the update.
And so far we can see the side of Hypnotize trying to swap spawns even though they were outside of it, and it's gonna work for them now. Now they're gonna try to approach the hard point, and Raptor with a DRH is gonna take up a double piece, nearly getting a triple, but his allies are not helping that much at the moment. Raptor taking another kill, and that's the thing, he's getting the kills, but at the same time the side of Ace, like once they spawn, they just go back again into the hard point, and it's just a cycle where the side of Hypnotize was not able to break through P number 3.
And it's crazy because Hypnotize is like right there, dude. They have the best best side for the spawns. They're actually gonna gain a little bit of traction there. Bills denied.
Ooh,
and some
that
more
double
Fennec
kill.
used.
Yeah, like it's so crazy because Hypnotize, like you said, they're spawning right there, and they just got in there with only 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, dude, that wasn't even this wasn't even close. Like I couldn't believe like how close they were spawning in, and they were just not able to get into the point. That was super unlucky for the guys over at Hypnotize.
Yeah, definitely bad for them. And as we move on to the next objective, this was the one that the side of Ace struggled the most in the previous rotation of hardpoints.
You're right.
And now let's see. It seems that it's gonna be working out better this time. And as we're approaching the last stage of the game, this is exactly what you need it. You know, sometimes you might struggle at the beginning, in the middle of the game, but at the end, if you're finally doing it properly, like they are doing it right now. Let's see for how long though. Ooh, Ara coming in hard with the spikes yet again. Still 25 seconds on 4 points in the side of Hypnotize. But if you were Ace, will you continue to push the objective? It seems like they will. Let's see, they're gonna take on to the lead. Less than 40 points is what they need to get up with the victory. And now Hypnotize has to wonder what they can do, because right now in this, as we approach P number 1 again, it's going to be hard for them to prevent the side of Ace to get any more points.
It is, and even with spawn side right there on that last little bit of P4, they were not even able to get into the hill. I saw Fahim like pick up triple and double and triple kills solo by himself in the hill with that RUS. So the RUS being another viable option. So glad to see the game is a little bit more balanced, and I think I'm starting to like these Mobile Mayhem 3.0 rules.
Yeah, definitely. Like it seems like the changes have been for the best, right? We see more variety. We see more like teams trying different strategies and stuff. So it is definitely good and healthy to see more variety on what people use and how people play the game.
They were looking for like a more balanced game with, guns being balanced, everything being pretty fair across the board, and it's starting to look a lot like that though. So you won't see an ASM 10 or a QQ9, which QQ9 receiving that buff a few days ago. I haven't witnessed it firsthand, but I'm so glad that gun received the buff. It's like one of my absolute favorites. Even when it wasn't the meta, I was using it. I was getting criticized for using it. I still felt like it was a great gun, dude. Even though, medium to long range, it was practically useless. If you find yourself in those short range gunfights, they're all yours, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And with the fire rate that it holds, like you're gonna be able to only blink one, and after that, you're already gonna be dead with the QQ9.
Oh, facts.
It is just like if you're hitting your shots, and if you're at close range, like those 3 bullets are gonna come in less than a second. So. You definitely gotta be cautious, and in this game, like you mentioned, they're not gonna have to deal with that. But definitely, if you do have to face against the QQ9, you gotta take more of a cautious movement on when you're taking onto corners, because if you find a QQ9 a meter or 2 away from you, you're gonna struggle a lot.
Question: I don't see any of the MP7, the QXR.
QXR.
Or as Noah would say, Noah from YouTube, the Quixer. The Quixer is. I don't know if you guys saw that YouTube short, but that was a huge.
Ooh, that was so close for Ace, by the way. They were 2 points away, and the side of Hypnotize made them be out of it. As they move on to the next hardpoint, there's a potential comeback for the side of Hypnotize if they defend this properly. They are all inside of it. Kampa, peek, try to get inside, but alright, now that they're gonna continue to get more points. This could potentially be a victory for Hypnotize. Pretty much everyone, Blitz trying to jump inside of the hardpoint with a QQ, with a Fennec. He's gonna do it. They're gonna get the points, and Ace gains the game number 1, map number 1. Ooh, that was so close. Like if Hypnotize could have done a better defense, that would have been definitely GG for them.
We do see AC Sports, who had a lead a majority of the game, almost give it back up to the side of Hypnotize. Hypnotize, very, very well played. Definitely a close game. 250 to what? 241? Dude, that's a rip, bro. As we take a look at the scorecard here, Christian goes 37 and 36, 38 and 33 for Bills. Hardpoint time. If we take a look, everybody with the exception of Compa Peak right there in a minute over. So that's another thing that we're going to continue to talk about in Hardpoint. OBJ players are going to be pretty much obsolete. Everyone's going to be an OBJ player. We do see Kel UA, who was, for the longest time, the Slayer role for Hypnotize, actually go negative there, but have 2 minutes and 39 seconds on the hill. I don't know, like, what happened.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, dude. Ever since the update, I don't think I've seen anybody, like, stand out, much more than anybody else on their team, but as you can see, that didn't pan out. So if a majority of your team's not playing OBJ, I have a feeling that it's going to be a continuous struggle for these teams who are not dedicated to playing that OBJ role. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we saw that in a couple of hard points where the side of Hypnotize was able to get like 2 or maybe 3 kills at a time. But once they got the respawn on the side of Ace, they just go back into the hard point, and Hypnotize was just not being able to break some of these hard points because of that reason. They were getting the kills, but they were not actually translating that onto OBJ. So that was the main issue that we saw on the mid stages for Hypnotize, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And as I say that, we're going to go ahead and transition. Go ahead and take it over as I'm going to see if I can get your profile picture put in and updated here for us.
All right. So yeah, the MVP, like we talked about, is gonna be Christian, but definitely everyone in the side of Ace putting in the work by getting the kills, by getting the OVJ. And something interesting that we didn't see this game, and Burdick was talking about the QXR. It is quite interesting, but in my opinion, kind of makes sense because of the recent update. The QXR was obviously one of the very few SMGs that was actually being used. But with the recent update, we did see the Fennec. I think there was even someone using the Ross. So that's the thing. Maybe it was not the best for the QXR as much as it was for some other SMGs, and I think that might be the reason why we, even though it was not that for this match.
Yeah, it was one of those weird ones. I was hoping that we would be able to see some QXR action in there. I'm gonna have to get your updated picture in there as soon as I can. But in the meantime, we are gonna get started up here shortly on a search and destroy on Tunisia. What are your thoughts on Tunisia, Gil? Because I know it's one of those maps that it's not necessarily newer, but it is newer to the comp scene, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. It's been for quite a couple of seasons now, I believe, in the rank rotation. But like you mentioned, not necessarily competitive. And it's kind of a love-hate story for me with Tunisia, because like sometimes depending on how you move around the map, you can feel like you're doing the same, but in any sort of small changes on the way like that you move to some places can be the fact that you either get killed or get the kill against the enemies, right? Because sometimes you might go, for example, I don't know the exact name of those places, but let's say you go to the mill, right? You go to the mill right away. You might get a kill, then try to move forward to get a second one. But then on the very next round, you do the same thing, but you get there a second late, 2 seconds too late. And that's gonna cause you to get killed, and on top of that, maybe you lose the bomb or stuff like that. Any small changes in this map, I think that can be extremely problematic or extremely in your favor.
I could not agree with you more. It's always been one of my favorite maps for search and destroy. Reason being, it's I feel like it's a little more balanced than some of these other maps in the rank scene in particular. you got Crash. Crash is one of those maps that are completely lopsided. In my opinion, I feel like everybody is going to go to that 3-story hotel area. Here, I see a lot of competitive players go toward the B side of the map, which I guess is a little more open, which allows you to prevent that flow of traffic. But there's so many places you can come from. There's so many areas in which the traffic can flow from. It's hard to determine where everybody's going to come. So A is one of the sides of the map that's like where it's like the bottom side of that winery area. You have several areas of of the map where you can head glitch and hold point. With that being said, obviously those head glitches could be used by your opponents too, so they could pop up out of nowhere and just annihilate you right there without even being known. So definitely one of the newer maps that I'm enjoying for Search and Destroy and competitive play. I'm glad to see that we're getting a change of pace as far as it goes for that.
Yeah, and with the changes that they've done to the rules as well, it makes it more interesting because sometimes we could see like teams try to like for Tunisia, for like you mentioned, there's so many places in that B area where they can come from that it goes down to where you are and where exactly your opponent is gonna try to come through. So with not as many snipers being on each side, it can provide to different sort of fights each time, right?
That's right. All right, we're going to be getting started up here shortly. We are going to have, looks like a sub potentially, or maybe someone's just reconnecting to the game.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that there was a couple of players that have been in another teams and other comp scenes as well. Do you remember maybe what kind of play style do they have for search and destroy matches?
Both of these teams are newer to the area. I know, or newer to the scene in regards to Mobile Mayhem. Fahim and Bills were on Iconic, if I'm not mistaken, last season. Bills was he was an absolute force to be reckoned with. It didn't matter where he was at on the map. It didn't matter what was going on. They could be down by 200 points, in hardpoint. This dude would absolutely just still be slaying out. Now, with that being said, Bills is one of those players who just disconnected from the lobby, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. But I am getting some information, and we did have a player not send a screenshot, so we're actually going to have a map DQ, the first of the qualifiers. How fitting is it that we are going to receive it on the very first game of the series? So Ace is actually going to forfeit that first game, and we are going to see Hypnotize in the lead right now, 1-0. So they need one more game. If they get it from the Search and Destroy in Tunisia, that's going to be it for Esports. As I do see Bills join back in. That is a big rip if you're a part of Esports. So that is not something that this is something you could have prevented, my guy. This is something that these guys, especially, it was someone who was in Mobile Mayhem last season. So I'm not sure where the disconnect was, bro. Like, you already know what's up.
And it's not like you can blame anyone but yourself, right? It's something that everyone's supposed to know. And like you mentioned, if he's been in here before, he must have known how it's supposed to work. Super, super unfortunate. And now that they got the advantage for the side of Hypnotize, I don't know what's gonna happen. This being a game, a best of 3, having now the disadvantage that you thought you had at first, it is gonna be tough for the side of Ace.
So I'm reading some of the chat here. Christian is from Eclipse. We did see Bills and Fahim's. Bills and Fahim were both on Iconic last season. Compa Peak was actually on one of the teams from the Mobile Mayhem NA scene last season too. Obviously, he's in more of a fitting team here as he is EU. So as we say that, we are going to go ahead and jump for the second game of the series with Hypnotize in the lead 1-0.
Hypnotize in the lead indeed. And it seems like Raptor and Kido are going to be the ones using that sniper for the side of Hypnotize. And I would like to pay close attention to those who are using in each side the sniper. Because on Tunisia, at least on the first seconds of each round, they can be pretty important, right? Picking up those early frags in this map, and it brings out a lot of places for the snipers to be at and be safe while at the same time being aggressive onto the enemies.
We're actually going to see a full send to this A bomb site for the side of Hypnotize. We have a one-man advantage now as Christian, Compa, and Bill's going to be the last 3 players alive. 4. Oh! Killa picking up a kill onto Christian. Killa is one of those players that you were just saying we should be spectating, and I was actually spectating Bill. So 4v2, bomb's going to go down, and as off the rip, we're going to see an A push, one of those areas that I felt like were it's a power play. If you push A, it's a power play, bro. You can get control of this A bomb site. You are going to, be in a position of power. And Killa is going to be pushed by Compa. Compa picks up 2. Bomb is in a position to be defused here. Maba going to be in top winery. He's going to be pushed by Bills. Bills lasers him. Oh, Bills gets the kill. Bills with the kills.
He got the kill. Holy, that's
2v4.
Wow.
Oh
In the
my.
very last seconds. What a clutch for Campik and Bills, both working around, one defusing, the other one getting the kills. Really, really nicely done. Like you mentioned, that was a power play for the side of Hypnotize. That can be a high risk, high reward. And it seemed to paid off at first, but on the very last seconds, Bills just popping up with that sniper, right? Ooh, he's gonna get
Yeah, he's going to pick up 1. He's going to be taken out early via Maba. Maba's going to also pick up Christian, so Maba picking up 2 big kills. He's one shot. Bomb's going to be planted at the same site. Compa Peak right on the other side of the wall. Compa Peak going to be taking some shots. He's going to be pushed by 1. He takes out 1. Compa's now 50% health. He's going to be rejetting here on this little A cub or B cubby site. And we're going to have a 3v3 ensue. No, it's going to be a 3v2. Maba playing the head glitch very well. It's going to take out 1, 2. Maba's going to be taken out. It's going to be Bong versus nobody. Bong's going to get this bomb defuse. I don't think he knows that everybody's dead. I think he's played a little cautious there. Good thing he had a little bit of time.
Looking at the corners. That's the second round where Hypnotize cannot hold on to the defense once they've already planted the bomb. That is gonna be pretty problematic for them if they are gonna continuously try to plant the bombs. If you're not being able to get the defense once you plant it, maybe you could try to move on to a different strategy. I don't know.
Maybe they should play a little more conservatively. We are gonna see Bong actually go down early via Maba. Maba picking up multiple nade kills off the rip. So Maba playing their role very well. A bomb side is going to be pushed heavily. Maba's going to get that bomb down and 45 seconds left on the clock. We're going to have a 2v5, 1v5. Oh my Bills. You've got a little bit of work cut out for you here. You're going to be spotted by 1. Bricks 2 shots. I don't think Aura is going to be one to contest that. And Aura is going to regroup with team and make sure that they have numbers. Numbers is power here. And we're going to see Bills play some roles here. Oh my God, you got to hit those. You don't miss those, Bills. Come on.
Yeah, the second we talked about how the side of Hypnotize was being aggressive, they do it yet again, but this time flawlessly without a single casualty onto their side. So really, really good round for them after having a couple of rounds where were questionable how they were defending, but this time it definitely paid off. And now with they're gonna be rotating yet again. Now going on to B. That's what they've been doing all game. You know, they went A, then B, then A, and now we can see that they're going B. This time the one holding the bomb is gonna be Mava, dropping a couple of. Oh, Bill's getting a kill with both the sniper and the grenade right there. Now pushing onto the enemy is gonna get a third one onto Raptor. Gonna get the fourth one maybe. Oh,
maybe
he got an assistance, but damn, what a round for. What a round for A's. That was pretty quick kills from Bills.
Now, if Gay or rounds past let us know anything, we are going to see an A push maybe by the side of by the side of Hypnos. But I'm looking at the mass spread. It doesn't look like that. They maybe go right back to B.
They might go to B. Yeah, the bomb carrier is in that area, so. You can only think that that's what they're gonna try to do.
Oh.
But Bills, he doesn't care where they might be. He's just gonna aim, gonna get the kill, and now notices that the bomb is over there. So even more bad news for the side of Hypnotize as Bills picks up the second kill. Gonna miss the third shot, but Christian and Campi gonna get the kills. Bills get the last one. That's a 4-1 advantage for the side of Ace. And an amazing, amazing start for them as they are gonna switch sides now.
That is crazy. Bills picks up a few kills there. He's up. He's in double digits now. The Curie is real. Bills with the kills. That's what we're gonna call him from now on. Bills with the kills.
Yeah, Bills kills now, double digits, 10 kills, and only 5 rounds. Definitely the carry that you love to see on your team when you're playing S&D. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Bills coming through in the clutch. They're actually going to push this B bomb site. This is where a majority of the action is going to go down if you are in the comp scene. This map, this part of the map in particular is definitely where you're going to see a lot of pro teams push. If you see the NA comp scene, all of the push is actually going to be towards B. It's never, you know, a first priority to go A. We're going to see 2 players now be taken down, and the playing fields are going to be leveled as a 3v3 will ensue. 20 seconds left on the clock, and our guys over Hypnotized got to make something happen here. They got 2 players to take out and a bomb defuse. They do get 2 players. They do get the bomb defuse. Well played by the side of Hypnotized rather, and Hypnotized is going to take this round.
Yeah, that round was pretty good team effort coming out of Raptor, Kirua, and 3. Because they were in a spot where they were basically making them all low one at a time, and once the time was right, they all pushed at once and got the last 2 kills. So really well played. Like they were being both cautious and aggressive at the same time, and that's what I like to see in Search and Destroy. You know, teams where they know when to start being aggressive and when not to be, because sometimes that split moment of thinking if you are gonna be pushing or not can be life or death for you. And now it's going to be a 1v3 for Bills. Bills being left alone in a really vulnerable position. 1v3 and doesn't even have control over the bomb, which is already being taken care of by Maiba, I think. Yeah, they're really close to the bomb right now. So I don't see a scenario where Bills can do it, but at the same time, this is the same guy that has been doing wonders so far. And as I say that, he picks the kill into Aura.
He's got plenty of time to work with, so it's about a minute left here. Bomb's nowhere in sight for him, but he took out one, making it a little even here as Maba and looks like the other player for the side of Hypnotized are going to be spectating that bomb. We're going to see Maba get pushed. Maba gets taken out. Last player alive, Maba. Oh, 3 HRE is going to pick up Bills there. That's going to give a 4-3 lead here as the lead is dwindling for AC Sports. And all the guys over Hypnotized needed just one more. They're going to be moving over to the next round of the series.
Yeah, that felt like it could have been a clutch for Bills. Unfortunately, 3 was there for him to put up a fight and get the kill. Now getting the team of Hypnotized closer and closer to at least tying the series that they were fighting pretty heavily with a 4-1. Now being only 4-3, so really good kill by 3. And now, like you mentioned, we're not gonna see any sort of surprises from Ace. They are gonna be going for the B side, and it's been a pretty different thoughts so far. Wait, everyone seems to be dying at the same time. There's only gonna be Maiba picking up that kill, but Faham with the sniper gonna put up Ace 1 round away of tying up this series. It's his 5-3, and now the pressure is on the side of Hypnotize.
All right, one more round is all the side of AC Sports need here to clutch up this second game. They would have been 2-0 in this series had Fahim submitted his screenshots. Now, we are going to be, before we announce the winner of this series, we are going to wait for screenshots to come through, and it looks like we're going to have an A push again for the side of Ace. They're going to have nobody to contest right here. It looks like A is going to be given directly to them, and Fahim is going to be in no man's land. He's going to have multiples in the area. If I'm Fahim, dude, I'm gathering myself up and trying to get back to this A bomb site with your team. We are going to see the rotations now, and Fahim is actually going to be that backside guy. He is going to be uncontested here. 3 going to be spotted. He's going to get the shots. 3 is going to go down, and now Raptor and Maba are going to be the last 2 players alive. Your top fraggers for the side of Hypnotize here, and Maba making some pushes over. It's going to be a 1v4 situation. Fahim Don't you peek that. Oh, well played by Maba. Maba gets the pressure from Kampa, and we're going to have a multiple push here. That is going to be the second game of the series going to the guys over at AC Sports. Can they get their screenshots in? That is going to be the question of the hour.
That is the question. We already talked about a victory for Ace, and now this is the second time. But hopefully this time around we won't have any issues with the screenshots, right? That's a problem that we had the last game, and I'm really hoping that he's gonna be tying out the series, and that now we would have to move on to game number 3. But like you mentioned, let's just wait at first and see that everything's on the line properly, right?
That is right, my guy. Hopefully, your guys over at AC Sports gets their act together, and we do see all screenshots come through. If so, we will see a game 3. If not, we will see Hypnotize move on to the second round.
Yeah, and for this game, it seems like I wanted to look at the kills from each player, and Kampa, Peak, and Beals, both with an insane amount of work. Of course, Peak getting that MVP probably because of the plant bombs, but it's still 9 kills, 12 for Beals, 7 for Brung, and like really nicely done. There was a couple of rounds where we definitely thought that Hypnotize could have taken the victory. But at the same time, like you mentioned, the fact that they were over and over trying to push for that A side, maybe like the idea of trying to confuse the enemies as to where you were gonna go, like the idea was there, but it didn't pay off for them. Like they were on the offensive side and ended up being 4-1 at the time. So definitely not what you want to see when you're starting out the game.
You are absolutely right, my guy, and no, what is going on? Why is it not letting me go to duos? There we go.
And
A little bit of technical issues there, guys.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any confirmation about the screenshot situation?
Oh, so okay, so just I just got information in. I thought someone in chat was trolling, but well, actually no, B doesn't know. Let me know in chat. Is Christian's name pronounced Christian or is it Christine? Christine sounds like a girl's name. If I'm being 100% with you, let me know in chat. I know one guy was put it out there, but B put it out there for us.
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to ask, like you mentioned. Let's see what we get in the chat. And if we had the game number 3, it would be domination on raid, right?
That's right.
Unless I'm mistaken.
God's Eye with the cash bang. I see you, Daddy. God's Eye's OP.
Thank you for the support, Cashbag. It's OP. It was from God's Eye, right?
Yeah,
you
God's Eye. Big bot from the MSK competitive BR team.
Mm-hmm. And with now, like you said, it is in the domination on raid.
We're gonna keep on calling him Christian because I can't get a complete shot from chat. I'm seeing Christine, I'm seeing Christian, I'm seeing Christina. Get out of here, bro. You guys are.
Everyone has a different pronunciation now. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, and by the way, the reason why I'm calling the player from Hypnotize Kirua is, I don't know if that's the reason why he got that name. But that's actually a character from an anime called Hunter x Hunter. That's why I was saying Kirua. That's how I've heard that. Kirua. Yes.
Gil coming through with the other aspect of the business. I don't watch anime, but I know it's a huge factor in the Call of Duty competitive scene. Everybody out there that I know watches anime. I'm just one of those guys. I like Dragon Ball Z back in the day, and I liked a few other, but I just haven't been able to keep up with all the animes that come out now. So I'm not saying I don't like animes. I'm saying I don't watch them as often as I used to.
You gotta find the one that you actually like, right? Because at the end of the day, though it's anime, like they all have genres, right?
Yeah.
You gotta find one you like.
I liked One Punch Man for a few seasons. One Punch Man was decent. I watch Adult Swim often, and like I like a lot of the like humorous side. So like your Robot Chicken and all that. I know that's not anime, but Family Guy, American Dad. That's stuff that, you know, it's classic, you know, comedy. But anime is the best, dude. I just have not been able to find any that I, you know, can sit back and watch and enjoy like I used to.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it might not be anime, but it sure is animated. But yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you like the comedic side of things. You might want some action.
Oh yeah,
There's people who like romance and stuff. So there's stuff for everyone out there, just like there is for weapons wise in here. You know,
exactly, dude. It's
there's
like
that vast variety that you play what you enjoy, right?
absolutely. And as I say that, Fahim put in chat, Christian is called Christ. Is it Christ or Christ? And Fahim, dude, you better just worry about getting your screenshots in, my guy.
No, like that's a new one now. Getting called Chris. Now he's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna sound in Spanish. His name is gonna be Cristo.
Cristo.
With
funny.
all the different versions of it right now. Oh my. Now we are just waiting for everything to be done properly. I'm sure we're gonna be starting
bro.
off shortly.
We can't say we watched that in chat, my guy. I appreciate you for sliding through, man. Big shout out to Marvel, guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys play this next season coming up. Better get your boy Fahim in line though. He cannot get those screenshots in, dude. You know that costs him one game here. We are gonna go ahead and move to a game 3. Looks like screenshots were verified. So Fahim, stop selling. Get your screenshots.
He probably already did, as we are going to be starting game number 3. Now, this is do or die for both of these sides. Hypnotized could have been eliminated. They got something that helped them move on to game number 3. So now they better try to take onto that opportunity that they have been given, right? They are still on the line, and they have one more chance to win this match against Ace.
All right, best of 3 going to the third game. First game of the series. As we got 3 more matches or 3 more series left for the day. As I see Grimmity OP coming through in the chat. What's up, Grim? Everybody, if you're not familiar with Grim is Meeseek's org's owner. We are going to see a quick A and C cap respectively here. Big shout out to Grimmity. Cristo going to take some shots on the Raptor. So we're going to see an early domination lead here for the side of Ace Esports, and they are looking like they're going to cap B. Yes, they are. So we're going to have a B and C hold now for Ace Esports as they go up with the lead, and they might actually hand it back over to the side of Hypnotize.
Yeah, really decent push for Ace to begin with. And even though it was actually contested, thanks to a smoke bomb that was thrown at that was that laundry area, I believe it was.
Yep.
It helped them to stay alive for a bit longer and ultimately get that B cap. And currently the side of Hypnotize trying to get the retake on B, but so far the defense from Ace has been pretty nicely executed. So let's see for how long they can stay onto that flag. So far it seems like they're defending pretty nicely, in my opinion.
They are. They're doing a pretty good job. They the side of Hypnotize almost made out for a cap over at B, but we are going to see AC Sports continuing their hold on B and C respectively. A is still in possession of this Hypnotize team, and this, oh my god, Compa Peak just absolutely lasering kids on this laundry side of things. And we're going to have 3 free. I'm going to say 3 here. I'm just going to say 3. 3. I was trying to make it sound catchy. It just wasn't going to happen. So 3 is actually going to be taken out as we see B and C just easily held now by the side of AC Sports as they're up to almost a 20-point lead.
Yeah, and I don't see it's not being any sort of chance for the side of Hypnotize to even, like, right now they're even close to getting spawn drop at this point. They are not being able to get outside of their own spawn. They are actually, I just noticed that they went for C, sorry, and they were just mere seconds away from getting it. That's not going to be the case. That is going to be the side of A still holding control onto 2 flags. And that would have been huge, you know. That was a decent distraction. They had to go back for C, but not a long enough distraction for them to retake B for themselves.
That's one of those great strategies you'll see on like Hackney Yard domination. Put some pressure on the home flag of the opponents, forcing them off and allowing you to push onto the B side. Now, we didn't see any traction on the B. It looks like they went C or nothing And they were so close to getting C there, but as you can see, they got nothing. So C and B still going to be held respectively by the sides of Ace Esports, as we're about a few seconds away from moving on to the second half of this game. We are going to see Compo pick up his 9th kill, and he's got a Predator missile now in pocket. He's going to have a cluster here with 25 points. As soon as he can get some action here, we're going to see Killhua. Actually destroy him inside of Top Laundry, and that's going to end his abilities to get this cluster streak. And we are going to see a B flag cap now. Oh, Bills playing that little sneaky pest roll. Comes through and clears it off. Bills, you're too OP, my guy. Put that ICR away. This is not... Okay, I'm just kidding. That ICR is OP. I've always loved the ICR. It's always been one of my favorite options. Even before it was the meta back in season... I can't remember what season it was. Even before it was the meta, it was an absolute beast of a gun, in my opinion.
Nice work.
And what is that? That is what I like to call a perfect round for the side of Ace. They hold on to C, they hold on to V, and they didn't lose a single time those flags. You know, they nearly got the C taken, but that was not the case. And they're really, really nicely executed now with a 50 points advantage as they approach round number 2. That is definitely what you want to see on the first round of a map like Raid, you know, that is highly contested, that you can see a lot of the times teams rotating between A and C and then trying to gain control through that over onto V. But so far, we haven't seen that. We have only seen A's being really, really good at making the defense. And now Hypnotize, who was trying to take control early onto B, they were pretty close to getting it, but unfortunately, that's not going to be the case just yet.
You see Raptor rocking that Sparrow. Oh my god, he is abusing people with the Sparrow. He actually had a few kills that were hella great. And as I say that, I do see Wee come through in the chat. Wee, I see you with the winner chicken dinners. How you doing, Wee? You doing all right today? I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you could join us so early. So we are going to see a B and C cap here, respectively, for the side of Hypnotize. It will look to be pretty much all Ace Esports in this first half, looking like an all Hypnotized second half. So the comeback is real, maybe?
I would like to believe that, but as we say, it is going to be a cap for the side of Ace made by BLs himself alongside with one of his allies. And with a lot of kills being taken, they could even try to proceed to try to get for a triple cap right now. They have control over A, they have control over B even, though they haven't capped it just yet. And BLs is actually going to get knocked out by Kirua. Kirua with that clutch kill, and now his team trying to gain control over A. That's gonna be more points for the side of Hypnotize, but at the same time, like I mentioned, Ace had control over 2 flags for the whole round. So at this point, even I think we're getting close to that a scenario where Hypnotize might need a triple cap if they want to win the game.
They might, but at this point, it looks like they might be able to cruise past Ace if they keep on holding A and B now. With that being said, they are going to have to hold both flags the entirety of the remainder of the game in order to get back in it. But Kiwa going to be right there on the other side of this Laundry side building, going to be able to get the kill. And A is actually looking like it might be capped. No, it is not. Fahim and Christian nowhere in sight. Bong is actually going to be on with his deagle in hand. And they're in potential of losing A, and if they're able to cap C, Hypnotize Esports, that is, they might be able to run the tables here.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they still have the opportunity of winning with 2 flags. So that's why they have to defend both at the same time. They cannot allow the side of Ace to take any of them. And so far, it's been working just nicely, but right now, Christian in the middle of the map, being now taken down by Maiba, I believe.
Maiba. I saw Raptor go into the... B is capped. Raptor was going into that secret area. As 3 and Bong trade, Bong had his war machines out. And now the B and C cap is going to be the topic of discussion now. If you're side of Hypnotize Esports, you're going to have to get a triple cap in order to bounce back from this.
They're trying to get C, but at the same time, the side of Ace is going to go for the A bomb, the A flag. And they're not actually gonna get it. Beals with Annihilator gonna get the first kill, gonna go for the second one. He's gonna get it, goes inside of the bomb, gets the triple piece, continues to go over and look for the court area. Now finally gets knocked out, and that's not gonna be an A cap for them. They in the meantime they did get C, so that is just bad news for the side of Hypnotize. And with only a minute remaining,
You gotta have a
how
triple cap
much
here
can
to
they do,
win.
right?
Yep.
Grenade out.
Now it's not only the points, but also the time remaining on the game that is playing against Hypnotize right now.
We're gonna take a look at Bills, or maybe that was Compo that had the. Man, he chose a Fahim rather with the OP drone kills. He's gonna get one, but you know you don't play that score streak for kills. You play that score streak so that way you know where everybody is on the map. And it looks like guys over at AC Sports are going to cruise past Hypnotize to the first round of this Mobile Mayhem 2021 Spring Series, or not series, but tournament. Moving to the second round, that much closer to the prize being entered into the 2021 season.
Mm-hmm. And that is a good start for Ace. 2-1 is going to be the final case. Only 10 seconds on the clock, and that is the end for Hypnotize in this match.
That is GG's Hypnotize. We'll see you next season. Hopefully we will have you guys come back stronger. That being said, AC Sports takes all 3 games but loses the first one with a screenshot violation. So AC Sports, we will see you in the second round.
We will see them for sure. And what a game for the side of Ace. It was pretty contested at the beginning of second round for Hypnotize, but at the end it was just too much pressure. Ace did their thing, ended up getting the caps and with the victory at the end.
They are. As we take a look at the screen, or not the screenshots, but the point spread here: 28-18, 6 caps from our guy Bills, who is the MVP. Christina, however you guys are wanting me to say it, is going to go 24-19 with 8 caps. Pretty much everybody on the side of AC Sports went positive. Everybody on the side, with the exception of Raptor, goes negative. Our guy Ara goes double negative. So if you're thinking about it in the aspect of KD, you know you can't win if you're consistently dying off. So we will get started up with the next series here shortly. But before we do, we are actually going to jump to a short intermission. We'll be back momentarily, guys.
See you soon.
keep Gil's picture up. There we go. We are going to be ready for the second series of the day. We're going to be playing Sync's Esports versus our guys over at XOXO. Sync's roster is going to consist of the top 5 right here. Stefan, So, Reber, Scott, Cry, and Sinka. And for our guys over at XOXO, we're going to have Balance Faints, Lydia GG's, Leader, and Hisaka.
Hisoka. I'm actually part of that same anime that I was talking earlier. Quite funny. But anyways, yeah, like
So
you
it has to
mentioned,
be Killwa then.
yeah, Kirua and Hisoka.
Kiwa.
Yeah, it seems like everyone, like you mentioned, a lot of people interested in anime in this community, huh?
I gotta love it, man. Everybody in the community is a huge fan of anime, and I yet have to watch any in the past like 2 or 3 years, bro. I'm slacking though. I'm slacking. With that being said, we are going to take a look at the maps. Same maps. It's going to be Hardpoint on Summits, S&D on Tunisia. If we go to a Game 3, it's going to be a Domination on Raid. Sync's Esports opted to ban the QQ9, and XOXO opted to ban the ASM10. So the exact same bans for the guys in Sync's Esports. So taking a look at the remainder of the games that we have today, it looks like everybody else is banning the same exact thing, the QQ9 and ASM10, with the exception of match number 4. Is match number 4, is that an HVM? Is that an HVK instead of HVM, maybe, in the ASM10? So that's interesting to see. But yeah, we are ready to roll. So Dinlaw, if you're out there, man, go ahead and start it up. We'll get started on this first game of the series. We are going to have a best of 3 here. So this is not the same Sync's roster that we had last year. This is actually going to be an updated one.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, I wanted to ask, was there any sort of changes being made to the ASM10 in this past update? Because they have been trying to nerf it every so slightly in the last couple of patches. So I don't know if there was any other change made on the last update last week.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think, even with the nerfs that they made in seasons past, the ASM10 has just been one of those guns that real easy to pull out, real easy to slay people with. It's always been a viable option ever since Gunsmith. At the very first season of Gunsmith, it wasn't used as much, but that's because people didn't know how to properly assemble it. After people figured out how to, they have been abusing it since. So the ASM10's always been a viable option ever since the Gunsmith update. So even before then, it was OP. So everyone's been using the ASM10 for, man, what seems like since season 5 of last year, if I'm not mistaken. So ASM10 super OP. At the very beginning of my competitive career, it was actually one of those weapons that you couldn't even use in competitive play. It was like, it was known that ASMs were banned. And if it wasn't brought to your attention beforehand, it was assumed. So, Zay's out there, you try to twerk for some V-Bucks, bro, you don't want to see me twerk, my guy. I'm a big dude. I ain't trying to twerk for no V-Bucks. I'll take those V-Bucks, but I ain't trying to twerk for nothing, my guy.
Yeah, maybe not the kind of plays that you were looking for, my friend.
Yeah, definitely not. You definitely don't want to see that, bro. I did read a comment out there from Wiki. Gil should cast more MM. I completely agree, my guy. I completely agree. And Gil is probably one of my favorite up-and-coming casters. He's been doing this for a while, though. He's been hosting his own solos on his own channel, his own custom matches. He's been doing this for way longer than I have, to be honest with you. So he's just now getting the shine that he deserves. I feel like he's been probably one of the most consistent streamers that has been around for ever since the beginning of Trovo. Am I right? Ever since it was Mad Cat.
Not since it was Mad Cat, even though I was there, I was not streaming. But yeah, I've been here for a while. Yes.
There we go. So you heard it here first. Sync's taking on XOXO. We got Gilmady in the building. Dude came through on a last-minute will, like literally raided my channel. I was like, hey, bro, you want to cast? You want to co-cast today? And he was a champion about it. He's like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's go. So huge shout-outs to Gil, man, coming through in the clutch.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure to be in here. And I'm sure that we're going to start off with the game number 1 soon, right? And like you mentioned, it's going to be the same map rotation. And yes, we're going to start off.
point on Summit,
Point on
followed
Summit
by
yet again.
there we
This
go,
time with
that's
the same
Asia.
band weapons. Yeah, same band weapons, QQ9 and ASM10. It's quite interesting how the gunsmith brought to life some weapons and in quite a way, right? Like you mentioned, he's been constantly in the top tier, and that's the same reason why we see it banned so often in competitive play if it's available for you to do it.
Absolutely, we are going to see this first little bit of hardpoint be racked up by Soul Reverse and Sinks. No, we are going to see Sinks be taken out. Oh my god, there was a series of trade that let Sinks be wiped almost instantly. Faints is going to come through and get some refrags now on the side. Oh my god, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of people dying all over the place, left and right from both sides.
Oh my
So
god.
far, I gotta see Goth. You saw that triple
Is
kill, I
that
think.
GKS? The Jickus, as Noah would say. That GKS
Yeah,
didn't
that-
receive a buff, dude? That thing was lasering.
I think it did. I think it did. And that was one. The very first day, what I've heard people saying, "Wow,
Oh my
he's got like
God.
7 kills. He had 0 kills 30 seconds ago. Now he has 7." That GKS, like alongside with the QQ9, I think was the two singular most affected weapons in this update. And we can see just that as he's gonna get all of his horse tricks. Trying to think where he's gonna be placing that cluster strike right now. And I think second too early in my opinion. He's gonna be
Completely
using it,
agree with
but
you.
still.
That usage of the cluster is way too early. That being said, he's going to have a Predator, and I'm assuming he might be able to get some more action from that GKS, allowing him to get all of those score streaks. He'll be able to get those score streaks with a little bit of ease here as the GKS, the Jickus, one of my favorite SMGs. I love it because it's such a viable option close range and medium to long range. It's also one of those guns that are pretty easily hip fired too. So after the HD40 buff, dude, I struggled for so long trying to figure out what gun I was going to use next because I was such a huge hip fire guy. It was difficult for me to actually get any kind of action with any other gun.
Yeah, from what I've heard, probably GK is one of the best SMGs for hip fire. And like you mentioned, still pretty with this update, really much usable for the mid ranges, which was a big lack of opportunities for the SMGs before. So really good place for them to be used nowadays. Goth being the only one onto double digits, they are gonna be placing themselves so to have the respawns. But as we saw in last match, even if you have the respawn,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter. Like
it's
this
not.
spawn, as long as they hold this back area, they'll have an advantage as far as immediate action onto the site. But it really doesn't matter. So I say that Mamba coming through with a raid. Mamba, what's good, homie?
It seems like actually it's gonna be working for them, but at the expense of only having 1 or 2 players on the hard point. Let's see if that works out. Both of them who were just killed are gonna spawn close to the place. They're both gonna rush inside. Cry getting a couple of kills, with the operator getting knocked out by Balance with the war machine. Balance, yeah, sorry. I forgot English for a second. I'm sorry.
That is quite alright.
But yeah, taking everyone out with that war machine, and a tiny bit too late. Still 15 seconds that are gonna be important, but it's gonna be the side of Sinks tying up. Sorry, the side of XOXO tying up the game. But at the same time, the hardpoint is going to be rotating soon, so they're going to be outside of it. Let's see how well the side of Sinks can make the defense right now.
Guy Fades wasted that operator. Man, I can't even think of the name of it. It's the Tempest. He absolutely wasted that as he took some shots of the Cry and just absolutely got turned on. That being said, we are going to see Cry and team actually gives point back in, and it's going to be a back and forth trade. And I'm looking at spawns. It looks like the guys over at XOXO are actually going to be the holders of the hill and spawn. So our guys over at Sinks actually going to be back and forth on the back side of the spawn. So not a good place for the side of Sinks. With that being said, no one's really going to take advantage of G4 in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty back and forth, both teams battling it out, and now there's going to be 15 seconds remaining. But the prior 45 were pretty much contested all the time, so... And that's because of the new respawn system, right? That's the thing. Sometimes you're going to spawn extremely close, though your enemies might be only a few meters away from you.
And as we say that, I do see Cry actually opting to use the PKS and absolutely lasering kids. He gets lasered there as Balance uses one of those guns we talked about last series that we did not get a chance to see. That's going to be the QXR, the Quixer. The Quixer, the MP7, is actually going to be one of those guns that I expected to see a lot of this season.
Have you noticed how many SMGs are being used right now?
All of them. It looks like everyone except with the exception of 1 or 2 players are actually using.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? It seems like the SMG meta is back.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the SMG meta is back. I would just say since shotguns aren't able to be used in mobile Mayhem,
True. Yeah.
that would be the only other option to actually use. So we're going to see a lot of close range guns in this particular map alone. With that being said, we're going to see XOXO up to a 40+ point lead now going into the transition to P2. And XOXO had a slow start with the, with that being said, it was Got who was off to a great start. Now we see Got pretty much at a standstill.
Mm-hmm. He definitely had those. I think he got like 10 kills right off the bat in the first minute or so, and now he has been struggling a lot more. And as we move onto the P number 2 again, it's gonna be even more of an advantage for XOXO. They're making not only the defense when they're inside of it, but also taking the side of things outside of the points when they are trying to make a defense. So really nicely executed by them. Now doubling the amount of points, like you mentioned, they did have a slow start, but now they are just killing it. And now Stefan is going to try to rush in. There's going to be about 30 seconds still remaining, but so far XOXO definitely in a good streak at the moment.
No, they're not. The side of Sinks just getting outplayed at the moment. P2 is actually being held pretty well, and spawns are being held pretty well by the side of XOXO. So we are going to see Sinks get all of that scrap time, but if that's all you're going to be handed, you got to stop and think like, what are you going to do differently to transition here to P3? As it's one of those rotations that could make or break here. P4 we saw just was so back and forth. You really can't depend on that spawn to hold the hill, right?
Yeah. Like you cannot. Even if you are in the side that XOXO is, you cannot trust that you're gonna be necessarily spawning over there. In this time, it is gonna be like that, but for how long is the next question. They're gonna try to break through, and it's gonna actually work out for them. That's gonna be a retake for XOXO, and as they approach the 200 mark, definitely Sinks needs to push a bit harder if they want to contest this first game.
Yeah, they're in potential of being eliminated in this first, well, not eliminated, but losing this first matchup in the series. It's best of 3, so they still have plenty of time to make up the ground. With that being said, we are going to see 200 points go to, or the 200-point barrier actually be broken here by the side of XOXO. And if I'm them, I'm getting all of that time in the hill. I'm not worrying about the next at the moment, because with the lead that you have, the more points you rack up, the more pressure you're going to put on the opposing team. So Hisaka going to be pushing up. He's going to be taken out by Got now. And with that being said, he is going to be spawning right here on the snow side of the building. And P4 is open up for shot. It is initially going to be held by the side of Sinks, but Sinks is going to be contested almost off the rip.
And a couple of streaks being thrown out by the side of XOXO, not necessarily working that well, as everyone from Sinks was already inside of that rooftop. So Cry trying to make a defense, but Sink, Feints with a Tempest trying to break inside. Let's see if he can do it. Feints still trying to rush in. He's gonna get a couple of shots in. That is gonna be a retake for XOXO, and they only have very few points, so each and every single one that they can take outside of the hands of Sinks is really important for them.
You're absolutely right, and let's say that Leader is on his 36th kill. My God, Leader, the silent killer over here. 215 and rising for the side of XOXO. Sinks fighting for their lives now as we see P1 opening up here in about 5 seconds, and it's been all XOXO ever since the first hill resets.
And like you said, Leader, we haven't talked that much about him, but like you mentioned, 36 kills using that Rust. And one of my personal favorite, I know that there was like back in the day when the Cordite was extremely OP, and I had no access to it, so I had to play with the Rust. So definitely a little bit of of a nostalgic factor to seeing Leader doing so well with this weapon specifically, and continue to do so as he approached the 40 kills for himself.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I remember the Cordite being so well. That was like the era of hip fire. You had
Yeah.
the Cordite unlocked, you were hip firing everywhere. And when it was first released, I remember it was banned from competitive play altogether as well. So 20 points now, or 15 points now needed for the side of XOXO. If they're uncontested here, they might win off a P1, but you got to stop and think: is Sinks, unaware of this? Are they just going to allow it? We are going to see some contestation and even some hill time be taken out as one player for the side of XOXO actually pushed out to get a kill. He got killed, but ultimately 7 points is all you need if you're XOXO.
And like you mentioned, very interesting to see how Sinks is playing, because even though a lot of the time you see teams trying to make the kills before jumping inside of the OVJ, when your enemy is only 5 points away from taking the victory, even if it's not safe, you gotta get inside if you want to at least prolong the game for a bit longer. And now there's gonna be a defense for Sinks that have to be made. They cannot allow XOXO inside of the hard point anymore. Leader now gonna get inside. They only need a couple more points. They are gonna get it. That triple piece by Leader with Annihilator is gonna bring victory home, and that is game number 1 for the side of XOXO.
That is game number 1. XOXO takes it on the back of our guy Leader, who is, yes, of course, no pun intended, the leader of the scorecard, as he puts up 45 kills. My guy absolutely shredded them. 7,800 points. My God, dude, this hard point now is just, it's getting out of hand, my guy.
Yeah, with the fact that you can spawn so close to the others, and even though he was spawning next to the enemies, he was not dying a whole lot. That's nearly a 2 KD, not just a little bit shy, but nearly a 2 KD for Leader, right? So really, really nicely executed. On top of that, being nearly 2 minutes inside of the OVJ as well. So well played by him specifically, but overall on the whole team, had a slow start, but once they find their own pace, they were able to not allow the side of Sinks to contest that often.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the scorecard, 1:48 for Leader, 45 kills. Good God. On the opposite side of the board, we do see, I don't know how Cry was able to get top Leader or MVP. He only dropped 26 kills and only had 31 seconds in the hill. Assuming maybe his kill points or his kills were actually in the hill. And everybody for the side of Sinks goes negative with the exception of So Reburst, 26 seconds on the hill, 34 and 30. As you take a look, the winning team had multiple players. Everybody on their team, with the exception of Hisaka, is going to be a minute plus on the hill. That is going to be... Is that going to be a trend moving forward?
I think with how close you can spawn with the OVJs, it would be not smart for you to not at least attempt to get inside of it, right? If you have the opportunity and you're so close, like it's respawning so close to it, the least you can do is not only go for the kill, but also try to get a couple more points than you will normally do with the other spawn.
You are absolutely right, dude. Why is my game always... What is OBS? Solos. We're doing duos now. We're co-casting with my guy Gil. All right. All right. We are going to get ready for the second game of this series. And what a first game indeed. XOXO takes it with an ease off of the back of my guy Leader, who was the MVP of the game and top fragging leaderboard player there. Leader 45 kills, OP. What can they do here on the Search and Destroy match? That is going to be the make or break thing. Actually, the make or break thing is who's going to submit their screenshots, bro. That seems to be the trend today. So we'll see if these teams are going to do a little better here, right?
Really important factor. We already see it take place last match, so really important for you to point out, because you never know. You never know. Though we already watch a full game, those screenshots can affect the outcome a lot. And as we wait, like you said, search and destroy. Since I don't know much about these players, I'm always intrigued for the snipers. Even though I'm not necessarily the best sniper out there, I can see the importance of them. The fact that you can stay in the back. Maybe you can try to rush as well, but most of the time you see them trying to play more passively. and from the back support their own teammates. So it's something that I always like to see in S&D.
We are going to get a comment from my guy Imperium. Vertigo P, stop it. You're making me blush. I'm kidding. Imperium, bro, we miss you, dude. I know you got a lot on your plate today, so I'm glad you're able to get a little bit of time before you got more casting to go through. We got Gil filling the spot. Gil's doing a phenomenal job. He is one of my Me6 casters, and yeah, we got to consider the snipers of this next game. So, as I say that, we do see Stefan actually exit the building for the side of Sync. So Oso is going to come through, making me think maybe Oso is going to be that sniper player. Am I right?
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, with also in the picture, where I mean, if you ask me, like you said, I would definitely say that he's most definitely going to be using that sniper.
With that being said, we are going to see the first game actually go official. All screenshots were great. We validated them. The first game is going to go, in fact, to XOXO, so they're going to be up in the series 1-0 as we get ready for the second game of the series. We are going to see XOXO on the brink of winning the first matchup of this series, or second matchup. Potentially, they could be moving to the second round. With that being said, they're going to have to take out a pretty stacked Sinks team in the Search for Destroy game. So, it's pretty much a toss-up, this map is. So, if you play it well, it feels like every time I watch this game, this map in competitive play, it's so, how do you say it? It's such a toss-up. Like, your top fraggers are more than likely going to be snipers. That's an obvious thing. We saw Bill snipe it up. But it really could go back and forth. Like, you could see some, if you rock a nice SMG and put yourself in a position to, take out people in small, short corridor areas. You're going to see a ton of them on this particular map. So then you're also going to see open lanes for both the middle of the map, the A side of the map, and the B side of the map. So an SMG might not even be a viable option. So it's like a niche play. So you find yourself in a position where you're able to take short range gunfights. Having an SMG is going to be hands over heels the advantage. So we are going to get started up here in the second game as soon as everybody readies up. It looks like we are readied up, and we are going to jump straight into the game. Predictions. I'm not 100% familiar with everybody on both teams. I do know that we're on Salem Esports for Sync's roster. So Stefan, who absolutely actually backed out of this game and was substituted in, is actually going to be taken out. But also rocking the MP, or not the MP7, but the QXR actually. So I don't think we're going to see a single sniper here, maybe.
We will have to wait for that in the side of Sinks. Oh, it seems like Reverse is gonna be the one using it, and like you said, also using the QXR. So definitely a surprise for me, and I'm intrigued to see if we'll see that surprise from either of these teams, like we saw in last match, which is actually trying to go for the push from A. It seems to be the case, and Balance is gonna get the kill on also, while Lydiax gets it onto Sanka, and that's gonna be a 2v5. With the Goth and Reverse being way out of position. Now we'll have to rotate towards the other bomb. So let's see how that works out for them. As I see Reverse sniping and getting killed himself by a feint. That was a really nicely executed kill for Feints, leaving God on his own. And that's going to be extremely hard as he gets pushed over by Leader. And Leader just, with that easy slide shot, gets the kill, gets the clutch. That is round 1 for XOXO.
Was that a flawless?
Yep.
Yeah, that was flawless. So
Indeed.
A clean first round for the side of.
And a kill for each player as well. So yeah, pretty nice round number 1 for them. Let's see what the response coming out of the side of Sinks is going to be, and extremely aggressive play for them, already being in the enemy spawn right now. Are you watching this? Oh my god. I'm
actually watching Feints get pushed by like multiples. Feints took out Sinka. They are going to lose 1 for the side of XOXO. They're going to lose 2 for the side 3 now for Sinks. And this aggressive push may not pay off for them, as Soul Rebirth is going to be taken out. We're going to have 1 player again taken out for the side of XOXO, and they are off to a great start.
Yeah, and only a single kill being taken. It was from my boy Ozo, but definitely a tough start for Sinks. And with them being already in the back foot, they already lost game number 1. That is extremely, extremely bad news. They are in a tough spot. They are already losing 2-0. This is not the end of the road. S&D, each and every single round matters. But it's definitely going to put on the pressure on their shoulders. And how well they can manage that is going to be the main question right now.
We are going to see Soul Rebirth be taken out, and it's going to be a 3v4 ensuing here as we do see Lydia Gas actually take out Senka. So Oso and Cry, I don't even think they need to plant this bomb. Bomb is down, but we are going to see Leader. Oh my god, Leader coming through. It's going to be a 2v1. Cry is going to be the last running player for the side of Sinks. Cry is going to take out Lydia Gas. So Leader and Cry are going to be 1v1 in here. Cry is going to be pushed. He is super weak. Going to get some better positioning here as Leader. Oh, plays that head glitch so very well.
Yeah, perfectly executed by Leader, doing the chase, but at the same time being having in mind that being on the head glitching is gonna give you an advantage over your opponent, and that's what we saw right there. With a couple of shots, he was able to nearly without taking any damage, getting that frag, getting that round. That is 3-0 now for XOXO. And as I say that, they are even gonna be splitting a little bit, trying to go for A yet again. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this game so far, they haven't even tried to go B so far.
No, it's been straight A, and I think, the more that they rely on their gun skill here, they're not even going to need to push B. As I say that, Got picks up 2 big kills with the HVK. He's going to be pushed by multiple there as Lydia Gas actually gets the kill. Oso does the trade. Feints and Oso going to be 1v1ing here. Bomb is not in the hands of Feints, but Feints with the shot
Sniper
gets the kill, and our guys over at XOXO 4-0. They could potentially 6-0 these guys.
Yeah, definitely well played. And this time around, like you said, snipers were being seen a lot. And though they have been, like for example, Hisoka with 5 kills himself, it is gonna be Lidiangs with 6 kills using that HVK. And for the first time, just to distract them off, play them off, make them think that they're going to go A, they're gonna actually go B pretty much uncontested. That's gonna be another grenade kill for Lidiax, and just more bad news coming up for Sinks, as Lidiax right now getting a lot of hit markers on everyone, but not a single kill. Senka getting the kill for himself. Feints with a sniper getting a kill, and also doing the same against Balance. Pretty much everyone is dying. It's a 3v2, now a 1v2 as Leader picks up a double piece but gets killed himself. Now, Senka has to try to make this clutch. If they get into a 5-0 situation, that is going to be so hard for them. He's got to make sure that he gets at least this round. Going to get the first kill, but Hisoka with a pistol, playing that head glitch on the bomb, going to get that flag. And with the team switching sides and a 5-0 lead, do you think that Sinks has a way to come back from this?
At this particular point, being 5-0'd in a search and destroy game is very demoralizing. At the same time, it could be a little bit of fuel to, giving you, the energy that you need to get a dub here. So this is going to be for all the marbles here. If XOXO takes this round, they are going to be moving to the second round of the qualifiers. With that being said, we are going to see Cry take out his Soka, but So Rebirth is going to be taken out early too. So Bomb is going to go down at B. 45 seconds left on the clock now as Bomb is planted indeed. And the advantage is still in favor of our guys over at XOXO as they are right on site. They have made the complete push and flip of sides here as 2 players remain. We're going to see Oso and Cry play for the lives.
Yeah, and in a 3v2 situation against Balance, Balance with the sniper going to get Cry. Also doesn't want to lie. Balance gets the double kill. Oh my... And that is the power of snipers, isn't it?
That is. We're going to see the level of disrespect here from Feints. Feints knows he didn't get the final kill, but he's still going to go ahead and get the defuse. What a jerk, Feints. You're supposed to give that to the top fragger or the guy who got the last kill. He had no search and destroy etiquette, and that is going to be the second and final game of this second series in favor of XOXO as long as they get their screenshots in. What a 6-0 performance from them as they take the first game with ease. They take the second one with, an even easier game there is 6-0 the guys over at Saints. GG's to them. They will be back hopefully next qualifiers.
Yeah, and XO, though they struggled game number 1, game number 2 was pure dominance out of them. They always had the control. I think there was not a single time throughout the 6 rounds that they won where they were in a player disadvantage. Like all of the time, they would get at least, if not the same players, at least one of two advantage on their favor.
I'd have to sit there and agree with you. And as I say that, I'm taking a look at this scorecard here. It is all XOXO. Lydia G's actually is going to go 9-3. That was a HVK player, so the top fragger. Like I said, it's a toss-up, bro. This particular map, man, it's very difficult, to find your ground on any of these areas of the map unless you have some kind of advantage. And the advantage was in favor of that HVK this time. So Balance, Leader, and Hisalka all going positive too. So double positive for pretty much all these players, and nobody on the side of Sinks even in the vicinity of going positive. And our guy So Rebirth actually drops a fat donut. So also that player who we saw sub in actually was the top fragger for Sinks. Didn't help though. So Sinks is actually going to be eliminated from the qualifiers. We are going to see the team XOXO move on to the second round. So GG's to them. And as we say that, we're going to take a short break, guys. We'll be right back with some more action. So don't go anywhere.
And what is going on, everybody? We are back now with the game between Originals versus Intelligentsia. This is going to be the third match of the day.
This is going to be the OGs taking our guys on over at IQ, it looks like. So, Originals roster is going to be held by our guys Maze, Grata, Matjatjo. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. We're just going to say Desperado and Medusa. Our guys down there at the bottom. Intelligentsia. It's going to be Kandalf, Alex, Angel, Zeus, and Javi. So IQ versus the OGs here, guys. Predictions. You guys know more than I do. Let me know in chat what you think. What's the best of three going to look like here as we see the map rotations? Exact same map rotations from games 1 and 2, or series 1 and 2. Hardpoint Summit, followed by a S&D on Tunisia, followed by, if we go to a game 3, it's going to be domination on raid. So if we go to a game 3, we will see that raid map. Same exact gun bans as per usual. It's going to be the QQ9 being banned by our guys over at the Intelligentsia. So the QQ9 going to be banned. ASM 10 is going to be banned by the guys OGs, the Originals. So we won't see that QQ9 this game. We will see it next, though, potentially, as we do see different gun bans come from match 4 of today's series. So be excited to see that QQ9 make its entrance onto the mobile Mayhem scene, as we've seen big buffs from it. Obviously, it's buffed tremendously, as all three series so far has led us to banning the QQ9. So thoughts, man? Is it that OP? Let me know, chat.
I mean, it has to be for a reason, or either that, or they just don't want to deal with it to begin with, right? Maybe you know that there's the possibility that someone already got used to it and might be getting good use from that weapon, and just to prevent that and not to tease onto your opponents, you just get rid of it, so there's no problem, and you have more time for yourself to eventually in the future figure out if it's as OP as people are saying.
I mean, it's got to be. If everybody so far has banned it, it's got to be OP, bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that being said,
that's true.
You know, we are going to continue to see. We are going to see a continuation of all of these SMGs being used, particularly on this map. So, as we see Tunisia, we saw a variety of AR and sniper and maybe a few SMGs, but the SMG users definitely did not have any kind of advantage on that map. So, with that being said, as soon as we are ready, we can go ahead and get started up, guys. Predictions, guys. What are you thinking? I haven't heard anything out there from chat, dude. What are you guys thinking? Is the OGs going to take this series, or is our guys over at Intelligentsia going to take it?
Yeah, pretty intrigued to see. I'm expecting more, like you said, more SMGs in here, right? This is a map where you can go for your enemies in a lot of situations where they're gonna be like super close to you, or even far away, not that much. The close and mid range fights is what you can see the most in a map like Summit, right?
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna see a lot of close range gunfights. As we see that, we're going to see a complete, all 5 of the players over at OGs actually going to be opting to use SMGs. So we're going to see a mixture of Phoenix, we're going to see GKSs, a few MP7s, QXRs, however you guys want to say it. And we are going to see maybe 1 or 2 Russes.
Yeah, pretty much like you said, everyone with an SMG. I see only like 2 players with an assault rifle, being Angel and Candle. So far, you know, pretty standard P1. Both teams contesting it as far as they can, and not that many points being given. You know, so far that nearly in every single moment is going to be contested right now. Kandalf about to be taken down, but not quite yet. Actually, he's going to survive and get the kills. But that's going to be more than half the hard point contested the whole time.
Yeah, that first and second hard point is actually going to be where a lot of action is going to be taking place. And you're going to see a lot of teams actually capitalizing on that first and second point, unlike series or seasons past. 3 and 4, the hills 3 and 4 are actually not going to be as much or dedicated as much to spawns as they used to be, as we see those cluster respawns now. So you're not going to see hills be completely held in 3 and 4. You're going to see a lot of contention. You're going to see a lot of action there. But 1 and 2 is where the magic is going to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, and with the response, like you said, of course, gunfights have always been important, will always be important. But in the last update, you also had to pay close attention as to how you were moving around the map, because the spawns could be a huge factor in some of the hard points. So with the new update, it definitely comes to more importance to those gunfights, you know, because they're gonna be more because of how close you spawn to one another. So you definitely have to rely, even if you already had to rely on your own ability with a weapon, you have to take in consideration that those fights are going to be happening more often.
They are, but we're going to see OGs actually have a little bit of a lead moving into the P3 transition. Thank God our guys over at IQ actually had a trophy down, as we saw the Predator come down and 4 players right outside of the second hill. That could have been devastating. As we say that, we are going to see Kandov pull out his Annihilator and get wasted. So IQ still with the advantage, as P3 transitions have been made and are going to be held primarily by both teams. So, I mean, like I said, both hills, or the spawns on this hill, are not going to be a factor. They're going to be somewhat, as we see Kandov actually spawning inside of this control room. So that is going to allow the OGs to actually rack up a few points and get the lead. They are not going to get that full 60 seconds as you would normally see in hard points, but they are going to get a majority and enough to gather enough to take a lead here.
Yeah, and now it's going to be the side of OGs trying to make the rotations for the next point. And pretty weird to see Intelligentsia actually wait for the last remaining points. I mean, of course, they were always important, but I saw that about 3 players were still in it, though there was only like 5 or 7 seconds remaining. And that's going to allow the side of OGs to hold on to a better defense. Let's see how long they can stay with that, as Desperado picks the kill onto Seals. He picks a double onto Angel as well.
Big kills there. We're going to see Hobby push in. Hobby gets taken out for the side of IQ, and the lead that we see OGs take is going to continue to go through it. We're going to see some pistol action from Alex. Alex is going to get taken out. So P4 and P3 were so gracious to the side of OGs. The Originals able to muster up a little bit of strength there and take the hill in 3 and 4. So last 17 seconds might go to the guys over at Intelligentsia. So we are going to see them get back on the board. And after being stalemated on P3, they are going to get the last little dying seconds of P4, which is not going to be much, but it is going to keep them in the game.
And the side of OGs has been trying to do that pretty much the whole game, right? I feel like they have been trying the strategy of the early rotations, which used to be really like important, really useful. In this one, not necessarily as important because of the respawn situation, but still, OGs holding on to that advantage, and that cluster strike is gonna pick up a couple of kills on Desperado with the War Machine picking rest. That is gonna be really nicely executed, as now Maze with a Sparrow picks up double. Pretty much everyone got wiped on the side of IQ with either an operator or a score streak. So that was a good defense. But now, as I say that, is gonna be IQ taking control yet again. and only still 20 seconds on the clock, and 40 points differential between one another. And though I don't see a clear winner, I like how OG squad is playing at the moment.
I do. I enjoying their ability to retake the spawns and hold hill. They did it very well in P3 and P4. We're going to see pretty much a complete hold here in P1 too, or well, not complete hold, but as complete as it can be, as everyone's going to be in the vicinity of P1. So Desperado picking up another kill with that QXR. Absolutely lasering people as he's up to 14, 15 kills, picks up a double kill. Mott, the player on the side of OGs who's top fragging, has a 28 kills, so 29 as we see him pick up another one from the Predator missile. Oh my god, picking up two with the grab spikes and a third with the QXR, so he is absolutely wrecking people. Zeus, on the other hand, is right there with him too, as Zeus is taking off. Candolph is one of the top fraggers. He's using an AR, one of my favorite guns in the game. That's going to be the ICR. Oh my god, so accurate, very accurate with the hip fire too as well. So
yeah, but what would be the thing? What, in your opinion, what would be the reason why maybe we don't see the ICR as often? Of course, that's the second time we're gonna see the appearance of it in today's games, but definitely not extremely used so far. Why would you think that would be the case for the ICR?
it's got to be because of the damage. The damage mid-range and long range, where it's the most viable, is still not it still can't compete with guns like the DRH. But the accuracy on that gun is absolutely OP. But like I said, it's not a viable option up close, mid-range, long range for damage. But that being
because
said,
of the time kill, right?
you're going to see players who often struggle with accuracy using this. I use it. Jesus, before it was even meta, back in before the gun skill, or the not gun skill, but the
Guns meta.
being updated. We are going to see not as many of the ICR players out there, because like I said, it's just not a viable mid to long range gun for damage. It's an absolute. It lasers though, so like the drop is not there. It's you won't see any kind of damage buffs in the near future, but it's one of those viable options for players who often struggle with accuracy, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of weapons. Like I think also the M4 could be a great example of how, even though you have the accuracy with the right build, just the damage, the time to kill for you to get the kills onto the opponents can be too long. And with weapons like the HBK, the SM10, the War that can 3-tap people, having those long time to kills is definitely not going to help you in those fights.
You're absolutely right, but with that being said, we are going to see a 190 to 135, 134 rather, as we do see a break in P4 for the side of IQ. They need it desperately. They are 50 points out of the lead. And my guy Matjato Joe YT is actually up to 39 kills now, and they are potentially on the brink of breaking that 200-point boundary. They're going to have to take out a few players here, as P4 rotations were yet again gracious to the side of the OGs.
Yeah, if you look at the minimap for this point, it's just pure madness. There's people spawning all over the place. That was pretty much contested the full time. At the end, OG did get the 200 mark, but like, it's so crazy how like something as trivial like spawns can be sometimes be a huge factor, because of how there was no clear winner in each fight, right? Maybe someone got a double, a triple kill, but at the same time there will always be someone behind them trying to get the kill as well, and then someone else would come by. So really interesting to see how that's gonna play out. Mod already with 40 kills himself is gonna be approaching yet again inside of the hardpoint, and the side of OG making a really solid defense with less than 40 points remaining for them to end up with a victory in this game number 1.
Yeah, all they need is about 39 points here. They're not going to get it off this hill. They're opting to push to P2, which I don't think they'll get any. They'll probably get closer, but they're not going to get the dub there. They're going to get it in P3, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely on point number 2 is not necessarily the one where you aim to get the most points out of, right?
Well, I
Because of
mean, with
how
spawns being the
exposed you
way they
are.
are, you are actually going to see a lot of teams get a few points off of a few more points off of P1 and P2 than you would normally see. Normally, you'd see a lot of teams opting to not even play that hill. It's just not
Hmm.
it's just not viable to gather points. But with the way that spawns are being set, we are going to see players opting to play that hill a lot better than they normally would.
Yeah, there's not much at risk because you're not necessarily gonna spawn on the other end of the map, right? It
Correct.
can be a thing, but it's not gonna happen as often as it used to.
And you're so right. We are going to see 20 points now. If the guys over at OGs are able to muster up those 20 points here, they will get the dub. But as I said, I just don't think they're going to be able to do it off this hill. They're going to have to push into P3. But that being said, all they need is 10 points now. They might be able to get it here if Maze is able to hold and go uncontested. Our guy Mott is up to 44 kills, 45 now. Jesus Christ. What a carry. But P3 is going to be opened up for shop, and it does look like that's where our guys over at OGs will get the dub here.
Yeah, like we said, maybe you're not gonna get the most points, but you're definitely gonna get a solid amount. That's gonna put OG with only a few more to get. They're gonna get the points they need. Oh no, they're actually gonna be 1 point away, and IQ is gonna leave for another fight. Let's see how well they can defend. As Angel with a War Machine is gonna get a couple of kills before dying to Mod. Mod with a double piece now, trying to get inside of it. Seals taking him out. This is like pretty much IQ with all they can, but it's not gonna be enough as they get taken down. That is the victory for OG, and pretty well executed by OG in my opinion.
Very well played. OG's super OP. As we see our guy Mott actually be 2 kills away from a 50 piece. He drops 48 in the first game, and Originals takes the first map of the series. They're going to be up 1-0 as long as we see those screenshots come through. And this is something we're not normally going to see, but it does pan out. Our guy Maze puts 3 minutes on the hill. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of time in the hill.
Yeah, nearly 200 points were given to the team thanks to Maze, and 3 players with 40 plus kills in the side of OG. Three
Yeah, 3
players with 40
players.
plus
Maze
kills.
42 and 33, Medusa 40 and 30. Everyone on this side of the OGs are going to go positive with the exception of Desperado and Grata, but even then they break even. Nobody on the side of Intelligentsia are going to go positive. So that is also something to keep in mind as we take a look at these this first game. 3 minutes into the objective is just absolutely absurd moving into these new series or this new season update.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're gonna see so many more kills, like I was saying previously, because of how more often we see these fights break in. It's not the same like you spawning in the opposite side of the map, trying to rush your way into the fight again, than spawning only a few meters away from your enemies. Right? It's gonna increase the kills, but not necessarily means that it's gonna be for the best. Like we mentioned on IQ, no one actually was able to end up positive on that game.
No, nobody was. And with our guys over at the Originals dropping, 3 guys dropping 40 bombs, man, how can you go positive? Those guys absolutely slayed out. They made great use of the guns that they had. And, as you said, as we were talking about earlier, the opt to go to SMGs with a lot of these ARs getting banned, as well as the shotgun not actually being able to use. So just to keep everybody updated, the Man of War is banned by default, and no shotguns can be used. So on a map like Summit, you're definitely going to see a lot of SMG usage, and it's going to make for some better gameplay, in my opinion, some better content. And we are going to see the QX, or not the QX9, but the QQ9, the MP5 actually get banned by 3 teams in the first 3 series of these matches. The 4th series, we won't see a QQ9 ban, so we will be able to see some of its OP gameplay, hopefully, as that should be a gun of choice.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, It's gonna come down to for the next game. I mean, it's gonna come down to how these teams are gonna be playing it. And now I definitely like you mentioned. I see a lot of push for Beyond Tunisia, but we saw a four rounds in a row push towards A in last match. So not sure what to think. Maybe that's a strategy that they've been working on. Doesn't necessarily mean that everyone is going to be able to execute it, but definitely means that there's a way for you to go A and still be in control.
You were absolutely right. And with that being said, I felt like the guys over at EXO pushed A because they were more reliant necessarily on their gun skill rather than strategy. They didn't have to rely on strategy because they pretty much just forced the hand of Sinks, and you saw them just absolutely outplayed in every round of that game. So, I felt like B is still a push that a lot of these tier 1 teams are going to make. A is just one of those areas where if you had the gun skill, you can absolutely take your opponents off their game. So we are going to get started up here on our next game of this series, Search or Destroy on Tunisia. And guys, predictions. OGs look very well vetted in that first game. Can they continue that reign of dominance into the Search or Destroy?
That's really important, right? Like not necessarily because you are like pretty dominant on respawns means that you play the same way on S&D. That's the thing. It like in a lot of the times it can be, but it doesn't matter. Like, I've seen players pop off with a 40+ kills game in one and then go to S&D and end up like 3-8
Crap in the bed.
or
Yeah, you're right.
3-7.
You're right. You're so right. It's a very good point.
But yeah, all we have to do is just wait to see how these teams are gonna be doing it. Who is also gonna be playing who's gonna be playing what? How are they gonna be moving forward onto the offensive part, onto the defense as well? Of course, most of the time we see defense go to split their forces between bombs a little bit. Still being aware that if they see the enemies, they are gonna rotate towards that area. But sometimes we've seen teams, I think it was in last match, where we're still like a 3-man push all the way towards the enemy base. So, there's the strategies, and there's always a different stuff for you to try onto each game.
Absolutely, and we're gonna see. This is a much bigger map for Search and Destroy too. Let me just go ahead and point that out. Rotations from A to B gonna be a lot more difficult than any other map in my opinion. So you really have to make your predictions right off the rip. So if you 4-man or 3-man push towards the B bomb site, you're gonna give all of the left sides of the A bomb site. So it's gonna be interesting to see as we see these teams load in, and we have what looks like a substitution for the side of the OGs. The OGs are gonna pull one of their players, and that's gonna be Mott out of the game. He top fragged, and we aren't even going to be able to see how he performs in Search or Destroy. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty interesting to see. Like sometimes you want to have your player who's like on the spot, on fire, kind of playing really nicely. Want to try to keep it in place. But maybe they felt like, you know what? Yeah, you're good in here, but maybe Kovac is gonna bring in what we need for this next game.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
now we all have to wait, as Kovac is actually gonna be playing with a sniper.
He is going to be using that Locust. That Locust is going to be he's going to try and get a wallbang. That's interesting. I did not know that point of the map was actually wallbangable.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta either test it yourself or see others do it, right? Sometimes it might not look like you can do it, but you can, depending if you have a FMJ or stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. As we say that, we are going to see Grata be taken down by OGs. Angel, Alex, and Javi are going to go down for the side of Intelligentsia. So a 4v2 will ensue here as Bomb is nowhere in the sights for Zeus or Kandov. Can they make something happen here as an early disadvantage they found themselves in? Zeus is going to have to 1v4. And I'm assuming he is spotted. Zeus is going to be taking some shots. He is going to be taken out there as Maze gets the kill.
Yeah, Maze gets the kill, gets the clutch round for them. And still a lot of story to be told, to be written. But definitely the start that OG wanted. It was only a single kill for Zeus onto their opponent. So now let's see what they're trying to do. We're gonna see Angel once again carrying that bomb, making that push towards B, and let's see what they can bring into the second round. We're gonna see Angel pushing without noticing that there's actually someone hiding in the bushes. Medusa taking that Fennec and getting the kill. Medusa still getting the second one onto Zeus. No one realizing that Medusa was there. He nearly got the triple, but Gandalf is actually gonna get the kill himself. Make it a 3 versus 3. So far, break it even. But there's still the possibility for IQ to maybe try to plant the bomb. But I'm not sure that OG is gonna allow them to make the plant so easily.
I'm not, and Javi is not playing that bomb carrier role very well. Maybe he picked the bomb up, but he is nowhere. He should have probably already had that bomb planted. But with that being said, he is going to be taken out, and Grata is actually going to pick up the kill. And now the bomb is in no man's land for the side of Intelligentsia. So need to have a little bit better communication on behalf of the bomb carriers and a little bit better placement. Alex is going to get the refrag as Grata goes down. So Maze and Desperado versus Alex and Kandov. Desperado right on side of this B bomb site. I would assume if you are Intelligentsia, I would rotate towards the A bomb site if I'm them.
Yeah, if you gain already the control, that's a possibility for you to do. That's not gonna be what Alex is gonna be doing, as he nearly got taken down without realizing that Desperado was shooting at him. Now Desperado gets one key, and Kandalf gets the range frag, but Kandalf now finishes up with the double onto Maze, ties up the game. But it was pretty weird to see how Alex. I don't know if you noticed how he pushed towards that path without realizing that there was someone behind him. So yeah, yet another round for IQ, but let's see how far away they can take it, making the push over to B. Like you mentioned on the last game we see here on Tunisia, it was pretty much brute force the one that won that game, even though they were going A. But now with IQ not necessarily being the most OP out of the two, they know that they have to play a strategy more, a better strategy each round if they want to win it.
Yeah, they're going to have to definitely play a little bit of a better strategy. And I'm starting to see a little bit more synergy from this Intelligentsia team as they make the push onto this B bomb site. They're now going to be playing the waiting game with 25 seconds left on the clock. Kandalf going to be right here spotting Desperado on the other side of this wall. Desperado is going to be taken out before the nade is thrown, so the nade is going to be thrown for him. I don't think he's going to land anything. Kovacs and Maze, the last two players alive for this OG's roster, and oh, wow, Kovacs lands a solid shot, and a 1v1 will ensue as Kovac and Zeus going to be the last two players alive. Zeus might get the better of this, but before he does, the bomb is going to be destroyed. And the second point is going to be awarded to the sides of Intelligentsia.
Yeah, really well executed. Like you mentioned, it was a 4v4. They got the plant on the bomb, and OG just didn't find a way to properly break through the way IQ was making the defense on that round. And at the end, they just had to play time. We saw like there was, like you mentioned, 25 seconds, I believe, and there's still a 4v4. That's not necessarily what you want to see when you're trying to defuse the bomb. You want to have at least some sort of advantage, because as much as it can sound, 45 seconds go off rather quickly.
We're going to see the bomb get planted over at this A site now, as Intelligentsia playing a much better search and destroy game than they did the hard point, and also a better game since that first round. That first initial round went to OGs. Now we are going to see Medusa and Kovacs look to take on a 2v4. We're going to see one be taken down. Medusa gets traded, and now Kovacs is going to get traded, so the bomb is not going to be defused. Third round straight, or 3 unanswered rounds now go to the side of IQ Intelligentsia as they take the lead and are running with it so far.
Yeah, OG definitely struggling. Maze with 5 kills himself using that GKS. But with the allies actually not at least not all being able to put up a fight as to what the moves from IQ are being right now as they approach B side of the map yet again. Let's see how that's going to work out. They notice the smoke. They rush for the plant. Angel is going to be doing just that while his allies are making the defense. Kovac with the sniper gonna take Kandov down. That is gonna bring a bit of an advantage as Medusa picks up Javi.
Target down.
And a better start of a round for OG, definitely. Like, they're gonna start defusing. That's a non-contested round without a single casualty for them. But at the same time, like, I did see, like you mentioned, a better IQ squad than what we saw in last game.
Absolutely. They are going to take their second point of the series. We're going to see these sides be swapped here. So the side of OG's opting to push. Looks like they're going to send 3 to B and 2 mid, 1 mid and 1 to B, to A bomb site respectively. So Grata playing that little sneaky role onto this winery area, preventing anybody from flowing over. We are going to see a B push from Maze and team as bomb is going to be planted. A 5v5 will ensue. Grata playing that lonely desperado area. No pun intended there. Grata going to make his rotation back over to the B bomb site as he's allowed 2 players over onto the backside of this site, and Grata going to get the hit marker and is going to get the kill onto Zeus. Kandov going to spot him. Kandov is going to get the kill on a 2v2. Javi and Kandov. Javi's going to be taken down. Kandov going to have to 1v2 as Desperado and Maze going to be the last 2 players alive for the side of OGs, and they are going to get the round, giving the taking that lead away from the side of Intelligentsia. Going to go ahead and tie things up 3-all.
Yeah, tying it all up. And once again, I want to mention it. An SMG not only being played, but being executed perfectly by Maze. 8 kills for himself. The highest fragger on his team, the highest fragger on the game. Greta picks up a kill into Javi really early on. That's going to be important for them as they are trying to approach A. But, unfortunately for them, Maze is going to be knocked out by Candles. That is not necessarily what they want to see. They still have the player advantage in the side of OG. But IQ picking up one of the more important frags that they need. But at the same time, also Grata and Medusa are doing a solid job. As I say that, Medusa also gets knocked down by Alex.
We're going to see some shots from Kandov. Kandov going to get not the best of that action as Grata takes him out, and Desperado's going to pick up the last kill, giving another round yet again to the guys over at Originals.
It kind of feels like OG might be playing mind games onto their opponents since they switch sides. I don't know, the way that they are like splitting themselves, like not necessarily giving a clue as to where they might be pushing forward all of the time. Of course, this round they are actually going to be more obvious, but in the others I did feel like they were trying to maybe confuse as to where the real push was going to be.
That being said, A is going to be completely dominated by the side of Intelligentsia. Bomb is nowhere in the sights of Kovacs as we see Kandov get a kill on a Medusa. So Kovacs going to be having a 1v4 situation here. And with multiple players on the other side of this winery area, I would assume that he might not even be able to get the bomb and or even get a single kill if these guys play it right.
Yeah, IQ only has to play the waiting game, right? There's still a minute remaining. Yeah, that's a lot of time, but they know where the bomb is, and it's actually in a really tough place to be for Kovac and try to even be sneaky, you know? He has to fight everyone in order for him to actually get the bomb. So at that point, you might also want to try to get the kills, but Javi's not going to allow him to do anything related to that. Gets the knock, gets the kill, and ties the series yet again 4-4. This is no man's land, and everyone's to take for game number 2.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the scorecard, we are going to see Kandov 10 kills, carrying heavily for the guys over at Intelligentsia. On the other side, we are going to see Maze with 8 kills, and it looks like a little more even play, like scorecard, if you ask me.
And I don't know, you saw that shot from Kovac, making a little jump shot onto Alex, getting that kill, and allowing themselves to be in a 5-3 situation. Now we're gonna see there's only 2 players, pardon me. Only one now. Javi now getting knocked down by Medusa. That was quite a quick round for OG, wasn't it?
It was. It was a great round. That B bomb push was definitely the play. We do see 2 early kills go to their favor, so Original is going to be on game point here.
Yeah, and on the side of OG, I see more of an even amount of kills in most of the players. while on the side of IQ, they're a bit more stacked onto Javi and Gandalf, right? So you can only wonder if they are knocked down in this potentially final round, that could be devastating for them.
Oh my god, Grata got caught in no man's land. Bomb is going to go down for Originals, and they're going to be down a man, so it's going to be a 3v4. Maze, Kovacs, Desperado going to have to 3v4 the scenario, and I wouldn't say they have the best positioning. Maze played this little B bomb side area very, aggressively. We're already see him take some shots onto that little cubby corridor area. He gets one, and now it's a 2v2. 1v2 as, oh my god, Kovacs takes one out, takes shots on the second, but is taken out.
Nice
Alex
taken.
comes through in an OP attempt, gets the frag, and takes the round for the side of Intelligentsia. We are going to see a round 11 ensue as sides are going to flip. This has been such a close matchup.
And you can only wonder what could have happened, and maybe Kovac could have tried to play more time instead of trying to go for the kill. I mean, at the same time, he was with a fear of the bomb being defused, but maybe if he would have went up, like, that is just old story. But definitely ended up being the move for IQ as they tie it up yet again. Now they're gonna be pushing towards that B area. Let's see if that works out for them. Sorry, not the B area. From B. They all seem to be together. They're all playing cautiously and close to one another. If you see in the minimap right now.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it. They might be rotating back to A. And as I say that, we are going to see two players there to contest. Two players taken out, but are traded. So Alex and Angel going to go down for the sides of Intelligentsia. Kovacs going to be one of those last players remaining for the side of OGs. Grata and Maze are taken out way too early. Two of the top fraggers for the sides of OGs. But they're still going to have two more players that are right there in that top contention. That's going to be Kovacs and Medusa. Desperado going to be directly on this A site. And the rotations back to A have led to a stagnant hold onto this winery area.
Yeah, and Seo's doing the bomb carrier. Gonna try to plant it right now, being defended by Candolph. They're gonna get the plant in 45 seconds on the clock. This is round number 11. This is do or die for IQ. They already lost game 1. They can't allow themselves to lose game number 2. And with only 30 seconds on the clock, let's see what OG next move is going to be. From the back, there's gonna be Kovac, but they're trying to play it slowly, but Javi is not gonna allow that as he gets the knock onto Desperado. That is exactly what IQ needed.
That is, we are going to see a 1v3 ensue now, or 1v2 ensue, and that is going to be the game. Intelligentsia lost the first game of the series, takes the second. We're going to go to a game 3 with, as long as screenshots are going to be produced. So, game 2 goes in favor of Intelligentsia. OGs will be playing for their lives as well as IQ. So, we are going to see a game 3 ensue, and chat, just exactly what you wanted. Domination on raid will happen.
We will see that again. Of course, we still have to wait for the screenshots, but on the first hand, we have another game, another chance to see that map specifically. That is my favorite for Hardpoint. It is pretty interesting to see also on Domination, but definitely gonna bring into more action. Maybe we will see that OG comes back with a lot of kills as we saw in game number 1, but maybe, and just maybe, IQ, like they might get the boost confidence that they needed on this next game, being going on to around number 11. So I'm intrigued to see how they're gonna play it off onto the next game.
We are, and before we say that, we are going to see a game 3. It's going to be a domination on raid. This is for all the marbles here. Winner takes all goes to the next round, and then we'll get started up with our fourth series matchup. Predictions chat. I did read somewhere in there, Passive made a very great analysis. The Originals played too aggressive that last round. They did. They played very aggressively, which led to their demise. So, gonna have to get this lobby figured out as we see Denla, one of our mods, actually lag out in that last game. With that being said, we are going to get started up as soon as everything is ready to rock and roll. So Definitely excited about this third game. This has been a close matchup. That last game definitely made for some great action. But as soon as I say that, I do see Mays low back in. Are we going to see Kovacs back out? And are we going to see our guy Mott come back in? That's one of those guys we said had a great first game, but will he be back to join us in his third one?
Yeah, that's a great question. Maybe I don't know. Like you mentioned, he of course had a great game. Maybe they just had a different approach, putting on Kovac for S&D. So now maybe they will go back to their player, or maybe they'll stay with Kovac. That is the next big question. Like you mentioned, now we are just waiting on to the situation about the mod lagging out of the last game, unfortunately. So we will have to wait and see how we're gonna get into this next game. So, from last game, who would you say, for example, was the most important player? Because for OG, I did see a bit of an even out gameplay coming out of at least it was like 4 players, but on the side of IQ, it was more stacked in a couple of players, right? In my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we saw it was like Javi and the other one. It could have been Candolph, if I'm not mistaken. There were the two that approached more of an not necessarily aggressive, but definitely putting on the role that they needed for the rounds. Like they did start off with a 3-1 lead, and then OG started to be more scary to them. At the end, they did get the victory, so definitely want to congratulate for that game to Javi and who I think it was Candolph as well, as they didn't give up and they could keep their cool to be able to continue that game. So for now, for those who are just tuning in and didn't know, in this game, like in the others, we saw the ASM10 and the QQ9 being banned. Of course, the ASM10 now the one of the most seen, maybe not the most, but definitely seen a lot being banned. Also, the QQ9 with the recent changes, and a lot of people like being extremely happy to call it in a way on how the QQ9 is being working out in this patch.
Absolutely. As we do see our mod load back into the game, we are going to get this lobby situation figured out, and we'll be jumped straight into what are these guys doing? All right. Any rate, we are going to get started up as soon as we get this taken care of. Dinla, you're going to have to move down. Move back down, Dinla.
Yeah, you gotta be on the.
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Now when they leave, you're gonna
Kovacs
get the
leave.
lead. Yeah, it's quite a struggle. I don't know why they haven't added a way for you to give the leadership on a custom game, right?
I know,
You always
right?
have to. It's quite a weird. You have to be on the first place, and then the leader has to leave, and it would be easier like in the other game modes, right? Before starting the match, you can just change the leadership however you want to. But in here, you just have to figure it out yourself in a way.
All right, you are so right, my guy. Denla is going to get the lobby back underway. We are going to get started up here as soon as possible, and come on now. Let's see. Move up. There you go. Move back down. I'm assuming screenshots were all good. If that's the case, we will get started up on this third game of the series, domination on standoff. Not standoff. Jesus Christ, raid.
On raid, that is right. So, do you feel like there's a clear advantage in one of these flags to begin with? Because maybe there could be, but in my opinion, it's not as noticeable as it might be in other maps, right?
You're absolutely right. I'm not sure if there's an advantage either way. With that being said, we should get started up here in this particular map. Moving forward, I feel like, if our guy Mott joined back into the game, we might have an advantage for OGs. But with that being said, we aren't going to see him load in. So Kovacs is actually going to be our fifth player for the domination as well as that search and destroy game.
So yeah, we'll have to wait. Like you mentioned, Mod not being back, Kovac staying in place. We haven't seen him yet on respawn, so not much to say on his behalf. But it definitely like we like it was like what 3 players with 40 plus kills, right? So
Oh yeah, 3
they
players
definitely
indeed, but
have some other players to put onto the fight that they need against IQ.
definitely gonna have big shoes to fill though, in my opinion. So Kovacs coming
True.
in. The roster change did not, go in favor of oh Jesus, they lost that second map. This third one is going to be the make or break moment, and with everything on the table now, gotta stop and think. Like, was that roster change, one that paid off? I don't think it did.
Yeah, that is questionable, right? That
Extremely
is
questionable.
definitely questionable. And well, we don't know what's going on behind, and pretty interesting to see that they might be staying with Kovacs after that game. Of course, we were expecting a lot if you are gonna be replacing the player who went with 48 kills in a game. If you're gonna be replacing him for the next one, you're expecting a lot from that player.
Absolutely. As I do say that, we do see Mod actually join in, so
Ooh,
that is
yeah.
something to keep in effect. And with that being said, I will try and get a updated bracket for you guys to take a look at. Give me just a second.
So yeah, it seems like we are now gonna have the brackets. We are most likely gonna be getting the screenshots also into the game soon. Of course, Mod just got inside of the game, so has to figure all of that himself now too. And that's the second time we're having raid domination, right?
That is.
So hmm, mixed feelings. Of course, we have Mod back. I don't know. I didn't feel even though they put up a fight on S&D, I didn't feel that kind of fight for IQ in the first game. And though I say that they might try to translate their S&D match to the next one, it is not an easy task. And with Mod being back in here, even less of the case. So have a do we have a picture of the brackets? Is that going to be a possibility?
I have it posted now. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, all
We
right.
do have AC Sports taking that first slot out of Hypnotize. Hypnotize did lose that series. So Infinite EU will be taking on Ace Esports tomorrow. Saints loses 2-0 to XOXO. XO will be playing against Emerald. The winner of this matchup is going to be going on to take on Ultima in the next round. So, and the winner of the Origin Outcast Esports matchup, which will be played next after this game, will be going on to play Ancient Esports. So, brackets are looking pretty sweet. This is a single elimination qualifier, so if you're out, you're out. If you're in, you're in. So we will see this series actually determine who goes on to play Ultima. So and then the next one be decided to be playing against Ancient Esports. So plenty of series left to be played, or plenty of games left to be played here. As we get ready here, Mott actually joins in. All the players are ready to rock and roll. We are going to jump straight into the game.
Yeah, like you mentioned, being a single elimination, like each best of three, like if you can, you're gonna try to clutch it on a 2-0. This is of course not gonna be the case for this match. So they know that everything's on the line. If they lose, they lose. If they win, like you said, they are gonna be moving on to the next round. So one of these two teams is gonna be unfortunately being outside of this today. For now, I'm gonna see. I don't know if they're gonna stay with the same loadout, but I see quite a couple of SMGs on the hands of OG right now, on the OG squad. Yeah, it seems like they're gonna continue that way. Maze, like no wonder he's been rocking with the GKS, game 1, game 2, and moving on to with the same weapon onto game 3. So that's no wonder. We're also gonna see Mod and Medusa using that Ross. Medusa now picking up a kill onto Alex. So far, neither of the teams have been able to approach B at all. They are both doing a solid defense at the moment. We're gonna see Medusa trying to go into Laundry, gonna pick up that kill into Javi, and then maybe provide some support for his team so they can get B now.
Yeah, that area is such a power position. If Medusa can hold this side of Laundry, he can prevent any kind of traffic being flowed over from the Laundry side of things. So he's gonna need some help from his teammates at Cap B though. So if you're on the side of OGs, you have a power play position player in Medusa. Medusa going to absolutely slaying out as he is taken out. He picks up his 4th kill before, and we're gonna see Alex and team. Actually, Alex is up to 7 kills now. I didn't even notice that. Alex putting up some huge numbers in the first beginning, and we are going to see a B cap now for the side of Intelligentsia.
Yeah, well, felt for a second that it was gonna be a cap for potentially for OG. It was actually a take for IQ right now. Intelligentsia doing an amazing timing onto when they were actually going for B. Of course, OG tried to do that themselves, but it didn't pay off. Right now, we can see Angel being on top of that, getting a double piece. Now killing Greta, going for the 3rd one with a pistol. Let's see if he can get it. He does. That was some solid weapon playing right now for Angel, right?
Absolutely, Angel making great use of every bit of their loadout. Angel's going to pick up their 9th kill with that, their 8th and 9th kill with that Predator missile. Got the drone in hand too, so the drone going to come in handy for spotting players. We are going to see one player from the drone get taken out, and that's going to be it. The drone not very much useful for anything other than spotting players. It does get a kill, but ultimately you're not playing that score streak for kills. Oh, Angel!
Whoa.
3 kills, 3 big kills for Angel, and they are going to clear the side of B4 now as they take out Maze. And they might be able to get 5, maybe even multiple. Oh no!
Oh
That's
my God,
3 more,
Angel.
2 more.
And he gets the last one with the touch of killing himself at the end. What a great usage of the War Machine. Getting, what, 8 kills? 9 if you count himself?
That War Machine's OP, bro, and Angel played that very well.
Yeah, definitely played wonders with it. Now, unfortunately, getting knocked out. And potentially, Seos with... gonna try to make the defense not gonna be the case. And OG is trying to rotate towards A. So far, they're working their way through it, but Alex is going to prevent Maze from doing so. Good defense for the side of OGs, and another desperate attempt from Originals to try to cap A. Let's see if they can do it. It seems like they will, but a really good Predator missile is going to take them out, and the fight continues on under the A flag right now.
Medusa going to prevent that C cap from being even pushed or attempted. Maze going to be taken out by Candoff. Candoff is going to be taken out by Desperado. So the B cap is, oh my God, so close. No, Angel being that level player that Mott is actually going to come through him. That might be a recap though.
Contact with enemy.
Yeah, as soon as they got it, it's going to be IQ taking it back into their hands. What a great first round for them as they are approaching the 100 mark, and with a really solid advantage. That is definitely what IQ was lacking of in game number 1. And now bringing into the table all of the marvels, like we mentioned, Angel nearly doubling the amount of kills of each of his allies right now. Each of any player, right? 21 kills. He got 21 kills in the first round.
21 kills indeed. Angel absolutely obliterating everybody. Carrying the side of Intelligentsia to a first half victory. Second half is going to be a different story now. We are going to see a quick A cap and C cap from each respective team. With that being said, the fight for B will ensue here shortly.
So now, like, what OG definitely has to do is work their way through B more cautiously, but at the same time being in the back of their heads that they are already in the back foot. They need to gain control as quickly as they can, because with a 40 points deficit, like with only 5 minutes on the clock, less than that, of course, there's only so much they can do. Like, they have to do it right now, because if they don't, it's gonna be just too late later.
We are not going to see a B cap for the side of OGs, and you got to stop and think, man, what is going on, dude? 2 kills for Desperado, and you know you got to have a collective unit here. B is going to be pushed and capped by the side of IQ as Intelligentsia gonna continue with their lead and push for a triple cap here as Alex is gonna be right on this A site. I don't think he's gonna be able to get it again. Oh, some support from
That's a triple
Gandalf.
cap.
That's a triple cap.
Triple cap for IQ. This is definitely a whole different team that we saw game 1. They're potentially trying to cap A and C. They're only gonna get A, but definitely huge performance, change in performance for the side of IQ.
Absolutely, and even with the addition of Mott, who has put up 17 kills for the side of OGs. Gotta stop and think, man. Was that roster change enough, or was that roster change like the downfall of this originals game?
That's the thing, right? Sometimes, like you said, Mod was definitely on fire, but if you let it go out, maybe it's not gonna be the same way for when he does try to play again another game. And with like, yeah, he's still 20 kills. Like, it's not nothing to be go over. Like that's a solid amount of kills, but his allies are not being able to support those flags into some caps on the flags. So definitely not what they needed. Mod yet again trying to rush for C. He's gonna start taking it, but will they be able to win this game? 60-point deficit, only 2 minutes and a half on the clock. I don't think that OG will be able to come back from this right now. They did get P though.
They almost got a triple cap there, and I think that's what they needed in order to win. They need a triple cap. They need to maintain spawn control here. And they need to continuously hold that triple cap, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it, dude. I don't think they're going to be able to get C, as C is held very well by the side of Intelligentsia. So with a 50-plus point lead going into the final seconds of this this matchup, you got to think, even with just a C hold, Intelligentsia is still in a great position to win this game.
They definitely know that, and that's why they are either trying to control their own flag or just switch to A, which is what they've done. You know, they lost control over C. They spawned on A. They were like, okay, let's just take this one home. We know that as long as we hold on to this flag, we still have a solid chance of winning the game. That is exactly what they're doing. So yet again, OG trying to push onto the triple cap. Will they be able to do it? That is the main question. Desperado trying to come back and make sure that everything's safe. May's getting knocked out by Zeus with that operator right now, and I don't see a way for OG to get a triple cap, and with only 1 minute on the clock, I think it's just too little too late for them.
It is, and I think we are going to see Intelligentsia move on to the next round as 20 seconds of points are all that the side of Intelligentsia needs, or 20 more points is all they need, rather. A is going to be lost here. No, it is not. As we see multiple players here from, oh my god, Matjajo. I'm not going to say that name anymore. His effort's just not going to be enough. 28 kills on the board. Been an absolute slayer for this OG's team, but with that being said, his efforts are not going to be equivalent to a win here, as we see OGs actually lose control of the game 3 after losing that search and destroy on Tenasia, and that's going to be it. Murder, she wrote. Triple cap wouldn't even save you here, as we see Intelligentsia just steal the lead and take the game. What a series. We are going to be ready to see IQ in the next round of this tournament, or of this qualifiers tournament. So what a game indeed. Game 3 does go to Intelligentsia as they take second and third.
Yeah, definitely the comeback that they needed. They struggled a lot on game number 1, but in game number 2 they put up a fight. It was pretty close, but in game number 3 they definitely were a different team. Like, they reformed themselves, they rebuilt their strategies, and it worked out perfectly as they won by about 30 points advantage. So really, really well played by IQ.
Very well played by IQ indeed, as we see them go to the second round of the qualifiers. Kandov 30 and 21. Angel, the player that was carrying so heavily in the first half, not really able to put much kills on the board from that point on. So doesn't really matter, though, as we see the side of Intelligentsia take the second and third game of the series, ultimately taking the series in this best of 3. And with that being said, we are actually going to take a short intermission. We'll be right back after we get ready for this third game or fourth matchup of the series. So guys, stay with us. We're not going anywhere.
Cold at the touch, dead in the eyes. No signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly.
So we are live again. We're back in here for the last game of the day.
We are.
Origin against Outcast.
That's right. Outcast Esports taking our guys over at Origin. Origin's roster going to consist of Neil, Brinks, Sauce, Keenox, Blessed. And for the guys over at Outcast Esports, they're going to be led by Zed, Black North, Old Ice, Nutella. Man, what a name, Nutella. And Chaotic. Guys, we're going to get ready. This is going to be a best of 3. We already know the rotations. It's going to be Hardpoint on Summit, followed by an S&D on Tenasia. If we go to game 3, it's going to be a domination on Raid. The gun bans are going to be interesting here, as we've talked about everyone banning the QQ9. We don't have a QQ9 ban this game. We're actually going to see the HVK and the ASM-10 ban. So Outcast opted to ban the ASM-10. Origin opting to ban the HVK. Should make for some QQ9 play, right?
It only forms that recipe, and even more so in a map like Summit. So I'm expecting to see at least 2 on each side. You know, like with how much ban of this weapon we've seen, that's the least we can expect for this game.
Oh, I hope so, bro. I hope we see some QQ9 play, as we have yet to see it all day. We've seen it banned from every single matchup up until now. So with these guys sending their screenshots through, we should get started up here shortly. Predictions chat. I know I see a lot of Outcast eSport fans out there. Golden Boy's like, who is Outcast? You know, who are these guys? Are they any good? Golden Boys absolutely knows who Outcast Esports are. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him, troll you in chat, because Outcast is a major organization in the PUBG scene. So, big fan, Golden Boy says. Get out of here, Golden Boy. Go back to work. Go back to your wife.
It's now last match. Potentially the QQ9 coming into place now. I'm really expecting that. Come on. You guys gotta make his way to game number 4, and we deserve some QQ9 gameplay. That's for sure.
Absolutely. We're actually going to hopefully see some QQ9 gameplay. These guys are submitting screenshots. Dude, I'm so ready for this game to start up. And predictions, guys. If you know these guys, let me hear it. If you know if they're any good. I know Outcast has a huge presence in the PUBG scene, but I don't know exactly what that looks like in COD Mobile, right?
I think you're right, yeah. Wait.
No, we're not going to do that today. COD Mobile different to PUBG? It is absolutely different. You got a 2-inch ribeye ready for the grill, bro? I can't have any meat, man. We're on Lent right now, and I still got about 2 weeks left. 14 days exactly before I can have anything meat related. No meat, no eggs, no milk, no dairy, none of that. No cheese. Can't have any of that in the mix.
Yeah, it seems like you will have for sure. You said 2 weeks, right?
2 more weeks, bro. 2 more weeks until I can have anything meat related or dairy related. Which even then, I don't think I'm gonna go back, man. My body, I feel energetic. My body feels a lot better.
It's usually the start, right? That so a lot of people struggle with at first. Once you get used to it, it's like you just gotta continue, right?
Yeah, dude, you gotta fight through it, man. Life sucks right now, Golden Boy. Get out of here, bro.
being over dramatic now.
Okay, I've seen
And
seen
for these
Outcast
teams,
lose to T3 teams, and Origin are joint top of T2 rankings, I think. So that is an interesting thing to point out. So
yeah, that was exactly what I was gonna ask about. About any sort of pre-game knowledge about these players, right?
yeah, it's muy interesante, as Golden Boy just points out, as we see one player from Origin actually back out of the lobby and rejoin. Before we get started up, we are going to need to see their... No, I guess we're not going to have to see that screenshot. So he backs out and joins back in, and we're going to start right up with the action.
Yeah, starting up right now. Whew. Once again, Hardpoint Summit for the fourth time of the day, and two different teams this time with the QQ9 not being banned, so pretty intrigued to wait for that. We're still waiting on one player to connect into the lobby. Once that's done, we're gonna start shortly. And do you think maybe on this game we'll see anything new, anything fancy with the QQ9 being quote unquote unlocked?
You know what? I'm hoping we do, but with that being said, I'm hoping we see still like that balanced gameplay as we've seen. You know, we haven't seen too many people, you know, abusing meta because meta's ultimately banned. This game, the ASM-10 and the HVK, which are two guns that have been, you know, meta since Gunsmith has been introduced, in my opinion. So we are going to see everyone back out. We are going to be backing out of the lobbies ourselves as... yeah, everybody has... We have one player for the side of...
Yeah, I couldn't connect
actually
into the...
not connect in, so...
So now we will have to wait a bit more to start off the next game. Stuff that happens, you know, sometimes the game can be weird when you're trying to connect back into it.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of us have had that issue where we either don't get connected into the game, or if we've already been there, we sometimes get a crash or something trying to go log back into the game. It doesn't let you, so we'll have to make a restart now.
We are going to be starting up as soon as these guys ready up in the lobby and as soon as everything is good to go. So there we are. We're just like that, going to jump straight into it.
Without any more wait, we go back in. Let's see what's gonna happen now. Everyone getting connected, everyone is ready to roll, and now game number one is a go. And I think Old Eyes might be the one using the QQ9, seems like, out of the first glance.
And off the rip, I don't see anybody with a QQ9 in hand. That's interesting. Well, no, I see Brinks. Brinks is actually going to rock the QQ9. So we will be spectating the meta user and abuser. He takes out one in Nutella, or not Nutella, but Old Ice. And P1 is going to be predominantly held at the moment by the side of Outcast Esports.
Yeah, and as you say that, Chaotic is going to be knocked out, and Brinks tries to take his spot. But not for too long, as Nutella finds those couple of quick kills.
He's also rocking that QQ9 too as well, so huge buff for the side of the MP5 to QQ9 as this new season received that a couple days ago. It was an unannounced update too, wasn't it?
Yeah, like it was like, I don't know where, a lot of people just woke up. There was like a couple of files to be downloaded. And if you looked at the content creators, they were talking about that, just that, how there was like small changes in weapons, in attachments, you know, not only weapons, like I said, also attachments, making a change in a lot of different weapons at
That's
once.
interesting, because with Warzone, their most recent update, they actually saw some like attachment like updates, like the agency suppressor, which would be equivalent to the monolithic in Modern Warfare and in COD Mobile. I actually received a nerf, and it was, oh my god, Old Ice throwing the god, what is that thing called? any rate, we saw the buff from, or the nerf from the agency suppressor, and they fixed it. And it was one of those things that it increased range and damage range and also range in general. So when that update, it actually nerfed the damage range and the range in general. So they had to fix that. It was just a weird update. So I'm hoping that COD Mobile didn't intentionally change any like attachment. Like
Yeah, hopefully that was not the case.
hopefully that wasn't the case. But as we say that, we do see a 48-32 lead for the side of Origins, as they are going to have not going to have spawns. No, they are not going to have spawns. P3 is actually going to be very graceful. Going to be very led by the sides of Outcast Esports. So Chaotic actually going to be inside of this hill with his teammate, as we see one in Keenox actually try to push in and is going to be denied.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Now it's not enough for you to just be in the hard point and with a couple of players back to prevent the spawn from being switched. You have to move a lot more back in order to prevent enemies to spawn behind you, and that was just what happened right now, as Bless and Neil are right there trying to take them out. Neil pushing with the QQ9, getting knocked out by Chaotic. Chaotic making the defense on his own with one of his allies, while the rest of them are gonna be rotating Brinks with the double piece is gonna knock them out. But with only 3 seconds on the clock and Outcast already in the next hard point, let's see how the defense from them is going to be now.
That was an interesting spot to put the Sentry Gun, if you ask me. It's going to be very vulnerable there. If Nutella gets taken out, which he does, that could ultimately lead to a spawn flip and that Sentry Gun being destroyed. So Nutella putting that Sentry Gun in a very peculiar place isn't really going to get any kind of maximization from it. So we are going to see a 70-76 game now, as Nutella picks up 2 there, taking out Neil and Brinks. That is ultimately going to lead to the Sentry Gun being replaced. Now, that's also an interesting place. I would push it back a little further, though. With that being said, he is going to hold this backside, so the Sentry Gun is going to be taken out, but he is going to maintain the area in which it was spotted at. So 94-72 now, as Outcast Esports looking to take this lead and run with it. They're going to have a majority of this P4 and P3, which was absolutely great for them. P1 rotations are going to begin, and 7 seconds before that time starts, we're going to see Nutella just continue to dominate people with this QQ9.
Yeah, it definitely got definitely got harder for you to maintain control over P number 3 and 4. It is still doable, but it's also bringing on to the question as how often, like on P1 and 2, you see the fight going inside of the points, the one taking the OVJ points, switching back and forward, and we see that more and more often with P3 and 4 because of all respawns now work.
We are going to see Blessed hold complete top control here as he pushes down and is going to be met by Nutella. Oh no, Chaotic. Chaotic is going to get the better of that, or not Chaotic, but Black North actually. As Black North 60 kills, he pulls out the Purifier, one of those operators you don't normally see, and for obvious reasons, he's going to be taken out. So 123-93 lead is going to be in favor of Outcast Esports, as a lot of players or people in chat were saying that Origin might be the better of the match or series, but at the moment we are going to see the side of Outcast Esports absolutely dominating this this second hill.
Yeah, and with Origin throwing that cluster strike, definitely taking everyone from Outcast outside of the spot. Let's see for how long though, as Nutella is now using the Annihilator, picking up a double kill, taking the triple, going for the fourth one, gonna miss that shot. But definitely helping his team make sure that they at least get a couple more points out of this hard point. Unfortunately for them, Sauce with a grenade is gonna pick up a double piece himself. And Sauce with the double piece now approaching those 20 kills now. He's still using that DRH. And this is still anyone's game. It's still a little bit of an advantage for Outcast, but not necessarily the biggest out there. So Origin definitely still on the hunt for success in this game number 1.
Yeah, Origin still right there in the mix. Only like a 30-point difference in the leaders here. As a early push to P3 is not going to pay off for Outcast, as it looks like the very first few seconds are actually going to be held by the side of Origin. So Origin not having spawns might, you know, ultimately be able to contest and hold this hill. With that being said, we're going to see Outcast Esports actually make their way in. We're going to see Nutella take one shot with a Neil, but they are traded by the nade. So Old Ice going to be the last player alive for Outcast Esports. He does get a kill, but is ultimately going to be taken out. So the majority of Origin is going to allow them to hold this hill with pretty much only little contestation.
Yeah, once again, they're trying to take their time, trying to get the kills before getting inside. It's going to work out at the end with only 20 seconds on the clock. Of course, they're going to get a bit more of an advantage for themselves, but it definitely cost a lot of time for them to do that. And actually quickly getting taken out of it by that annihilator from Nail. He just got the third kill for himself, and he continues to push onto P number 4 right now.
Neil is just too OP with it. Neil's one of those guys we saw, I believe, in last season. Man the sniper here in Search and Destroy. We see that sniper skill translate to Annihilator skill as he picks up huge kills going into these P4 transition. And Outcast Esports has an early hold on it, but for how long? That's going to be the question.
That is going to be the question. Now getting taken out of it thanks to the Neil push, but for only a few seconds, so that's a retake from Outcast. Pretty clutch to one another. This is as far as tied up as it can be. Both teams like not willing to give up, but at the same time, like they're just so close to one another that every other second we're gonna see a fight break inside of the hard point.
Makes this third and fourth hill just so nasty. The spawns are gonna favor how you are able to get inside the hill, but ultimately it's not going to determine it because we see teams, you know, contesting. You can't rely on P3 and P4 to get your points back now, as players are going to be spawning right inside and outside of the hill. It's just ridiculous, bro. With that being said, we are going to see Origin now with a 10-point advantage going into the reset of P1.
Grenade!
Yeah, P1 is going to be taking place yet again. Both teams still neck to neck fighting with all they have, and pretty standard how we see. Like we were expecting it. QQ9 was not banned. We see I think like 5 players are using it right now, maybe even more. Something I think it's like about 5 players. So it's gonna show us like if it was getting banned, it was for a reason.
Oh yeah, it's definitely for a reason. As I say that Nutella's on 41 kills, he's rocking MP5. He picks up a 42nd, 43rd Nutella. Carrying this Outcast Esports roster as he picks up his 44th kill, playing ahead of the strategy as P2 transitions from him are going to come through. We are going to see P1 the last 15 seconds potentially be held by the side of. No, it is not. It's going to be contested and taken back. Oh my God, he's going to draw 50 this game easily.
Yeah, still a lot of time for him to get a lot more kills. Now dropping onto the Predator missile, unfortunately not going to be able to get a kill with that. Yeah, in this map it can be like extremely useful, or like we just witnessed, just not a kills, you can say.
Yeah, he was holding that little cage area way too well. As Nutella's up to 48 now. He only needs 2 more to get that 50 piece. He'll be the first one today to do it if he's able to successfully do it. He is going to push up top control, and unfortunately nobody for the sides of Origin going to be there to really contest, so he is going to be taken out. Nutella, 48 kills. Don't you choke this 50 bomb, my guy.
Yeah, he definitely has everything to do it. Now he just has to get the last 2 kills. Getting taken down again. I think that's been like about a minute for Nutella without a kill, which if you think about it, it's a lot of time for him in this game.
It is, if considering the fact that you got 48 on the board. You only need 2 more, dude. Come on now. You had the Predator missile. You got the Sentry gun. He's going to brick a few shots here, and he's going to be taken out. Neil makes easy work of him as we see Nutella actually spawning in new. So hopefully he can get those 2 pieces right here. 1! Come on now. Where you at, my son? Pulls out the Annihilator. For sure you're going to get 1. No, he gets a little... Oh, no. He gets too greedy with the Annihilator. Ultimately not going to be able to secure the bag, as he is denied that 50th kill. And on the side of of Origin's actually only going to need about 25 seconds here.
Yeah, like not only Nutella struggling, but everyone else in his side as they are getting caught up in the process by a really good and solid defense from Origin right now, and they continue to grind onto those points, and they even potentially could be able to get the victory if they get those last remaining seconds inside of it.
We are going to see Nutella actually set up for New, and I would not be doing that if I'm him, dude. You need to contest because all these guys over at Origin need is 3 seconds, 2, 1. Sauce,
And,
secure the
oh
bag.
my
The comeback
God.
is real, even though my guy Nutella drops a 50 piece. That's not going to be enough. Our guy's Origin going to take game 1.
That is so unfortunate to see. They ended up choking a game that they already had in the bag, and ultimately Origin putting up the even with all the spawn changes, with the enemies being behind them way over and over again, they were able to defend, and with that single hard point make not only the tie but also the comeback at the end.
What a comeback indeed. Outcast being carried by your guy Nutella, unable to secure the bag though. 51-33 does not translate to a victory, as we see a 12-point gap in Origin and Outcast. Origin coming out on top, playing P3 so well. Nutella is so cracked, but bro, what happens when they opt to ban that QQ9 though? Is he still going to be cracked?
That is a really great question. I mean, I haven't seen much of him, but I mean, if you're getting 51 kills, even though you might not be necessarily as OP with other weapons, I'm thinking that you can still put up a fight, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we saw Mott actually put up a fight in both games 1 and 3 last series, but ultimately, his efforts were not enough, as his team lost the 3rd game and the 2nd game. So Origin takes the first one of this series, and they're on a eliminating the guys over at Outcast Esports.
Yeah, Outcast Esports. So unfortunate, but now we can just think about next game, right? The past is the past. You unfortunately ended up not being able to win that game. But now you got to start thinking about what you're going to be moving for the next one. It is going to be Search and Destroy on Tunisia. Recently added map. Recently, like I said at the beginning of the stream, like you might have played it on public ranking, with
Oh, yeah.
everyone else, but in competitive, it's not the same. It like the experience is not gonna be the same, and of course you gotta little by little figure out what is the best strategy for you and your team.
Absolutely, dude. The strategy here, you got to win. You got to win this Search or Destroy on Tunisia at any cost, at any means. Now, something that we need to point out that should not have happened last series. If you make a roster change now, you're not going to be able to make a roster change in the 3rd game. So it's only allowed 1 roster change in between games. So if you sub 1 player in, you can't sub them out after that next game. So just keep that in mind. Huge shout out to Nutella. 51 kills, just not enough to secure the bag for the side of Outcast Esports. They lose the first game of the series. And our guys over at Origin on the brink of eliminating them. So Origin, if you're out there, all you need is 1 more game. Outcast, you got to play super hard this game and next. So you force yourself into a game 3. Yeah, I'm not going to say you had game 1 easily, but it was in your hands, bro. You had every chance to win that game. Setting up for P3 early and opting to set up for P4 when, I mean, there was obviously a disconnect though. Origin did come back, and we did see the side of Origin take that first game. So
Yeah, like you said, it is a thing. Yeah. Oh, also, I want to point out, like you mentioned, the subbing situation, right?
yep.
If you want to point someone else, but you think that might be necessary for a potential game number 3, maybe the smart move would be to just stay with the same, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Discord.
All right.
Okay,
Origin's
but
up.
for Tunisia, we did see someone using the GKS. It was Mace, I believe, using it on Tunisia. And with the QQ9, do you think that could be potentially the same the same or
You
not?
know, I doubt it. I don't think so. The QQ9 is going to be viable like up close and mid range tops. The GKS is one of those guns that transition into the game screen. The GKS is one of those guns that it's an SMG, but it actually hits very similar to like the ICR in mid range. So it's viable up close and it's viable mid range. I don't think the QQ9, unless I look at the update patch notes, I'm assuming the QQ9 isn't a mid range gun anymore.
Yeah, of course, the recoil on it has been one of the huge factors while using it, right? Not necessarily an easy weapon to control if it's the first time for you playing with it. You gotta get used to how the recoil works for that weapon. And Blessed, did I see that correctly? He's using the Pharaoh right now.
That is a Pharaoh. Pharaoh being used in this tight corridor of top winery. He's ultimately going to be spotted and taken out as we see a 3v4 ensue as the bomb is going to go down, and Canucks and Team Origin are actually going to make their rotations over to the backside of this winery building. It's going to be a 1v2 now as Chaotic is actually going to take out Brink. Sauce takes out Old Ice, and Too Much Sauce is going to come through, and Canucks is actually going to get the kill and the defuse. So Sauce and Canucks played very well together, taking out the final player of this Outcast Esports, and an early lead goes in favor of our guys over at Origin.
Yeah, early lead for them. It was pretty close at the end. Chaotic could have gotten that kill and potentially contest the last one. That was not the case, so fortunately enough for them, it was a kill and a defuse for Origin. So as we approach round number 2, I wanna point out how, in a way, aggressive they are kind of playing on the defense part of the game for Origin right now.
Yeah, Origin's playing hella aggressive, and you know you're gonna see that because that we saw that in game 2 of last series, right? The side of well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a series before. You know, they're relying heavily on their gun skill. Now, we only see 2 players using the QQ9. That's going to be Keenox and Brinks. Brinks is actually going to be the only one of those 2 alive, and Bomb is going to go down at A. Brinks is going to be right outside of this little A area, so he's going to be waiting for his teammates to push in. With that being said, he's not going to push up aggressively with that QQ9. Why? Because it's not a viable option mid to long range. The GKS is one of those guns you can use mid to long range, and it work. Obviously, you're going to have a damage drop-off, and Brinks is going to be spotted. He's not even able to take a shot. Chaotic is going to be taken out via Neil. Neil is going to be pushing up, and Black North is going to get the frag. If I'm Black, I'm actually going to be... Oh, Too Much Sauce again. Sauce comes through and gets a defuse this time. Wins the 1v1, and North goes down. If I was North, I would have pushed inside of that cubby area of this A site, right? Played a little bit more time.
Yeah, played a little bit more time. It was like 15 seconds when 2 of them were still alive. You can just back out a little bit, take it slow. If they want to push for you, you can literally just run away a little bit, back out, be in a better spot. That's definitely not what they attempt to do. They went in for the kill and they didn't get it, causing them to lose the second round now. That is gonna be a good start for the side of Outcast. Sorry, Nutella got a double piece for himself. Unfortunately for him, a couple of his allies also ended up dying. That's gonna be a 2v3 with 1 player advantage for the side of Outcast. They haven't planted the bomb, but they still have plenty of time to think about when to do it. They're gonna start doing it right now. Sauce with his sniper gonna try to figure out if there's someone hiding behind that box.
There is, and Sauce is actually going to be pushed. Well played by Sauce. Sauce retreats back, doesn't spot Nutella off the rip. As he spotted him initially behind the box, and Nutella played it well. Nutella pushed up aggressively. That's where he paid the price. So Neil is going to take out Zed. Sauce and Neil are going to be the last 2 players alive for the side of Origin, and they're going to take this 3rd round with ease. So the advantage that Outcast Esports had initially just went right back into favor of our guys over at Origin as we saw Nutella push in aggressively. That was not the move, my guy.
That was definitely not the move. That is a 3-0. 3 rounds in a row where Outcast goes for the plant. 3 rounds in a row where they, in one way or another, don't necessarily play it that properly, ultimately die and get the defuse for the enemies instead.
We're going to see Nutella actually throw that smoke on the A site, even though they are pushing the B. They are given the illusion that there's going to be players over at the A site. You see still 2 players over on the A site now for Origin. That's going to be Brinks and Blessed. They are not going to be contested as the bomb has made its way over to the A site. Very well played by the side of Outcast Esports now. They got to follow up, get this bomb plant down, make for some great plays here as we see another player go down for the side of Origin. That's going to be Sauce, and Kiddix goes down. So Nutella's traded, but we still have a 4v1 now as Brinks going to be the last player alive. And Brinks with this QQ9, he's going to have to pick his gunfights wisely as he spots North, takes some shots, gets him down. That's going to be a 1v3 as he rotates back over to the top of this little perch area. We are going to see him spectate mid, trying to get a little bit more of a an option. Oh, no, he botches that smoke. That smoke was so botched. Throws it down mid and is rotating back to the site where he was just at. So we're going to see a 1v3. Ice does get the kill. That's going to give Outcast Esports their first game, or first round of this game.
Yeah, first round, definitely something different was done. But let's see if it works out on the next round. You know, that was out of the 4, definitely the best one. Not only because they won, but overall how they were defending that plant was way better than before. And as I say that, Ola is gonna get a kill with that grenade.
Big nade kills from Old Ice. Brink's gonna get the follow up though, taking out Nutella. Nutella, one of those top fraggers, dropping 50 in last game. Right now, he's only on 3, so. You know, we've made, comments earlier about how players drop 50 or 40 plus in a game and come back into the Search or Destroy and just not feel it. So this is probably one of those games for Nutella. Nutella not going to be able to get anything going here as we see Old Ice using one of my favorite guns from the old meta. That's going to be the KN. I haven't seen that as a viable option since Gunsmith. Gunsmith absolutely just did away with the KN. The KN is no longer usable in my opinion. With that being said, we are going to see Old Ice push in, and they did not peek their quarters correctly. Brink's going to be spotted. He takes out 1 and Zed. Ultimately, the bomb is going to be picked back up by Old Ice, or Chaotic, rather. Chaotic going to try and get this bomb plant down, forcing the 40-second time frame here now for Neil, as he's going to be the last player alive for the side of Origin.
Yeah, that could have been a kill for Neil. Unfortunately, ended up only being a hit marker, and now he's going to be on the back foot with only 30 seconds on the clock and 2 enemies that he has to take care of at once. He's gonna be playing it pretty slowly. The first one gets the kill. Tries to go for the second one, but Chaotic was ready for his trouble. That is gonna be round number 2 in a row for the side of Outcast, and that's gonna be better for them. That's definitely what they needed to do. They're not being they basically changed their strategy as to how they wanted to approach the fact that Origin was being super aggressive, and they were able to adapt on those 2 rounds. And now with teams switching sides, let's see if they have something different to show us now.
Yeah, the rules in Search and Destroy are a little different than Respawns. Only 1 respawn sniper allowed. You cannot pick up that sniper. In Search and Destroy, the rules are a little different. There can only be 2 active snipers at any given point on each team. So if more than 2 players are held with snipers, it is going to be a DQ. Neil is going to pick up that last kill. That is going to give the 4th round, the 4th point to the side of Origin as we see this spawn flipping and, the advantage still in favor of Origin, so they are on the brink of eliminating Outcast Esports if Outcast is unable to produce any kind of points here.
Smoke out!
And you can only wonder what the story would look like if the side of Outcast wouldn't have choked that last game, right? Because at the end of the day, they really had everything. Yeah.
That choke was real, so we're going to see the rotations from Origin mid area as we do see Zed spot some action. Zed's going to get a hit marker, but Canucks is ultimately going to get the kill. B bomb plant is going to come through, and we're going to see Sauce get taken out. Zed should be rocking that MP5, that QQ9, bro. That guy is absolutely lasering people with it. But with someone right on the other side of this wall here, Blessed pulls out the Samurai Sword. Blessed is going to be spotted and taken out, not before the damage is already done, but Brink's now going to be forced to 1v3. Can Nutella spot him? No! Nutella blindly doesn't peek his corners. And we're going to see Zed actually get the cleanup. And Chaotic and Zed going to be able to make some traction here as they take the third point for themselves. They're on the brink of elimination, so they're going to need to play a super conservative here moving into this 8th round of Search and Destroy.
Yeah, another round for Outcast, but I want to point out we've seen that a couple of times already this game. Maybe the corners have been putting up a problem for them, for both of the teams, in my opinion. And that's the thing, right? If you're not taking care of those corners, you are gonna ultimately getting knocked out. And that's what we see. Unfortunately enough for him, there was a couple of allies to back him up. But if they were not there, that could have been quite problematic for his side.
Contact with enemy.
My God, Chaotic just got obliterated.
Bless has 3 kills. 2 of those have been with that katana. That is that is not a thing.
One of which has been with the gun that we were questioning earlier. That's the Pharaoh.
Oh, the Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh. And we're
Yeah.
gonna have a 2v5 ensue. North and Nutella gonna be the last 2 players. As I say that, Nutella is just obliterated off the map. Kennex is gonna be taken out there by North. North takes out 1. It's gonna be a 1v4. And Bless is going to push in with the, oh my God, the katana.
Oh my God. Oh, this guy is crazy. Like, he's just, he's just having a blast with that katana, picking up, what, 2, it was 2 kills and also planting the bomb. Blessed MVP with that katana.
What a cap by him, and we are going to see a eliminating round here. If the guys over at Origin can get the dub of this round, we are going to see, them move on to the second round of the qualifiers.
Yeah, and on the side of Origin, of course, 2 players with double digits, and we see an Outcast extremely, like, being passive. They don't want to stay too far away from one another. They of course want to defend both at once. The only one running away, trying to go from the back, is gonna be Nutella. Let's see if that's gonna work out for him, as he sees the smoke being thrown in front of him. And the side of Origin seems to be going for the A push yet again, right?
They are. They're going to be pushing. They got a 4v4 now. Zed takes out Kennex. The pressure is on for the guys over at Outcast Esports. We're going to see 1 be taken out by Blessed Sword. You are just blessed, my guy. Blessed comes through with the Samurai. Anytime anybody gets Samurai in a competitive gameplay, I'm going to say they're blessed moving forward, as Blessed picks up their 4th kill with the Samurai Blade alone. So Outcast on the brink of elimination here. We are going to see 1 be taken down by Nutella. Nutella making his way over to this A-bomb site. Blessed going to be spotted. Blessed!
Ooh, I thought it was a kill by
Blessed. I thought he was going to get Blessed too there. And that's going to be the end of our series today. Origin takes this last series 2-0. Outcast Esports is going to be eliminated. And our guys over at Origin played super well, coming back after that first game. Second game, just no holds, in my opinion. They were not contested in that Search or Destroy. And Neil and Team Origin going to be moving on to the second round of this qualifiers tournament.
Yeah, they are now going to be in the second round with, I think we do know who they're going to be fighting against, right? They are going to be going up against Ancient Esports, so they already got round number one. Congratulations for them. And now to move forward and think to the next game, right?
We are actually, that's going to be the end of our stream. So as we take a look at the scorecard here, let's see if I've got, nope, I don't have anything updated for post roll. So I do see the results. AC Sports takes the series over Hypnotize. They're going to be moving on. We're going to see them tomorrow. Sinks being dropped by XOXO takes the game in 2 games. Let's see if I can get that first.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting day for the Mobile Mayhem with a recent addition of the patch changes. and already seeing a lot of different stuff being played out, right? A lot of new stuff, a lot of new bands, of course, like we saw it the whole day. So it just showed you how a single update can change the whole meta.
Absolutely. As I'm taking a look, post rolls looking like AC Sports, I remember, does win the 2-1 against Hypnotized. They actually took all 3 of those games, but had a DQ due to screenshots. Sinks loses to XOXO 2-0. Originals loses to Intelligentsia. Intelligentsia takes that series 2-1. And Outcast Esports sells that first game, ultimately being 2-0'd. They had that first game in the bag, and Origin came back and fought for their lives, winning that first game. And as we saw, the Search and Destroy was nowhere close. So GG's to them. We're actually going to get ready to raid somebody. That's going to conclude our stream. We'll be back tomorrow around 7 p.m. CET, Central European Time. So, guys, be sure to check us out tomorrow as we will be going live. And Gil, if you want to join us tomorrow too, we'll be live the same time tomorrow. So I could definitely use a co-caster. I don't know if Imperium's going to make his way back, but if you're able to do it, I'd be glad to do it with you.
All right, that would be fun. Yeah, if necessary, I'm all down. I would be glad to help a little bit more. Having a blast in here as always, and hope you guys had a blast as well. Hope you guys enjoyed, and like we were just talking right now, hope we can see you all tomorrow with more of this Mobile Mayhem action.
That is right, guys. We're going to be back tomorrow live. Join us then. Until then, that is going to conclude our stream. We're actually going to be raiding. It looks like we're going to be raiding either Citrus or CZ Spy. You guys want to raid Spy? We haven't raided Spy yet. No, we're not going to be raiding Bolu. Jim, I've raided Jim on a regular basis, bro. I'm thinking we're not going to raid Spy. We just raided Spy. I wish Little B would allow me to raid. I don't think Little B raids are a thing, because Little B is actually... I don't think he allows for people to raid him, so...
That is,
I guess we are going to go to Jim, dude. Everybody get ready. GG's to all the teams that participated today. We'll be back tomorrow live. We're going to be raiding Jim, dude. I am much respect for my guy Jim, so get ready to raid Jim.
Touch, dead in the eyes, no signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. It's black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. It's black and white. Black and white, just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. Just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white.